Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Untitled Outdoors. We got City Sticker Chris up on panel today. We have Boxie Outdoors on panel. If you guys want to say hello to everybody in the chat.
Hey guys, I've been typing hello to everybody.
Okay, cool. We got Steve from Wyoming in here. We got Carl from Chillin' in Indiana, and we got Want to Be Outdoors. He's been in here for a while.
Okay.
He said he's been here for 3 days.
I'm getting an echo now. What am I doing wrong?
You got YouTube or something on. There you go. Can you hear that now?
Let me see.
Yeah, hello, Steve. Hello, Carl. Hello, Want to Be Outdoors.
Hopefully I don't disappear. I'm going to click a button. Hopefully I don't disappear. Hold on.
If you do, just come back.
Okay, I'm still here. Okay.
Right.
I had two tabs up, obviously.
We got Gotta Love Thailand's in here. We have
Thailand.
My mom's here, Bernadette.
Got SoFlo in the house.
Give it a couple. We're still waiting for Adam to come on, but I don't know what.
He said something about. He said something earlier in his live with the Zippo giveaway that he was designated driver last night, and it was someone else's chance tonight. So he might be getting lit. I don't know.
Hey, okay.
He might be a little late.
Or he forgot. Or he forgot. I'm just looking at my text messages. He said, "It's good, fellas. City stickers, send the link."
Native Rob, man.
I'm sending. Chris is saying send the link, and
I already
put. Okay.
Yeah,
I was talking to you, thinking I was talking to Adam. So we got Native Rob.
No, that was me. Yeah.
We got DC Outdoors in here.
DC?
Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you guys for being in here. And let me just give you guys a little agenda on what's going on
DC's
tonight.
currently in the deer woods.
SoFlo.
Hey, folks, deer woods under a pine tree watching some trail crossing. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Johnny Smallpepper's in here.
He's out there.
So, but yeah, we're going to be talking. Shane Flint's in here. Hey, Shane, how are you?
Hey, Shane.
What we're going to be talking about tonight, guys, is the our PA hunting season so far, what's been going on, what people have been seeing in the woods, and just basically conversation on our hunts. And anybody in the chat have any questions or want to share anything, and I'll probably share the link during the live if somebody else wants to pop up with us or whatever. But we're going to probably start here. I'm just waiting for a couple more people to jump in. We'll give it another minute or so, and then we'll just start the content here, guys. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming in. If you haven't, please hit the like button. Share it out if you can. I appreciate that.
Van in the house.
Hey, Sandvan, how are you? Move out right there, so we should be pretty good there.
Yeah, I'll probably have to jump down off here probably before probably 9 o'clock. There's the Otter Cat in the house.
Okay. Alvin Lewis, Otter Cat. Thank you for coming in, guys.
You have to go to work again, Boxy?
No, I have some things I got to get taken care of before I head to bed. So
okay.
Gotcha. I'll be out in the morning.
Tomorrow we're changing over our internet to a fiber optic.
Oh.
It'll take me from 25 gigabytes up to 500. So hopefully my streaming for my TV and all that stuff gets a lot better as well.
Man, I'm in the sticks. It's hard here, man. For every minute of a video that I upload, it takes like an hour.
Yeah. Yes, they offer that now, so I figure we'll get the upgrade. So
it is slow here, man.
My internet here has been going on and off. Last night I was trying to do some things, and my internet's stopping and going. And I have those boosters in my house. I have one in the back by the bedrooms, and I have one in my living room because my thing is downstairs. And
hey, Sunfish King.
Off. What's up, King? How are you?
Yeah, I was trying to send out some messages last night in that group chat we got going, and for some reason I can't send a picture from my phone. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's weird. Connection issues. Maybe you weren't in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, I guess.
Too. So.
Yeah, I couldn't send any pictures to anybody yesterday, and I didn't try today.
All right. Well, hey, let's get this going here so nobody else is waiting. Adam can jump up whenever he gets on.
Yeah, when he gets in. On. Sure.
Hey, have a good evening, boring fisherman. He's got to get back to work. He was on a smoke break.
A smoke break? Oh, wow. He said I think it was him, though, said he shared it out.
Yeah, I
think it was him
appreciate
above.
that.
He said he shared it out. So
cool. Mike's Fishing Home's in here. Thank you. So let's start. Boxy, you want to go first this time? I had Chris go first last time.
Yeah, mine's kind of nice, sweet, and short. So I'll start out with just letting everybody know. If you don't know, I've been working on changing positions at work, and so as everybody knows, I work night shift. We're supposed to be working 4 10s. I got to go into work though about 45 minutes early, and I'm usually there a half hour at least after work. So I'm putting in a 12-hour day. So through the week, not much hunting going on here. I got, of course, forced into work Friday night as well. So since the first opening day that evening, I finally got out yesterday evening. Come home, got about a couple hours of sleep. I decided with a straight west wind that I was going to try and get up there to the swamp that I'm planning on hunting this year quite a bit. There's Monica in the house. How you doing, Monica?
Monica's in here.
So I had a real nice straight wind. So this the swamp predominantly runs north and south for the most part. So I knew if I got on the east side of that swamp and I worked my way down into it, I'd get that wind in my face, and I figured I'd get some of them deer that bedding in that swamp coming up. Real nice oak flat kind of points down in there. They actually about 3 years ago clear cutted up to one side that come into a corner of a field. So I just figured be a nice pinch. They come up out of there up into that oak flat. But as you guys probably know with my text from last night, I got in there early. First time in the saddle this year. I hunted the ground the first day. Had some struggles. That first time is always a struggle. But I got up in there. We were ready to go about 4 o'clock. Sat there until about 5 minutes to 7. And I decided, well, I hadn't seen nothing. And I was surprised that I didn't have some does in those oaks. But they were dropping a few, not a lot. And I decided to start putting my main camera away. I literally took it off, put it in my sack, and looked up. And where he come from, I have no clue. But I had a buck at 25 yards.
He just came up from the ground. That's what they all do. They pop up out of the ground.
Maybe he could have been bedded right there, Like I said, it's thick. It's right there by the swamp. I'm sure he just stepped out of that real thick stuff off that swamp. But there's a lot of duck hunters down in there, and I'm telling you, they were gunning all night. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it ended up being a 4-point. It could have maybe had some little browse, but as you know, on this side of the state, I have to have 3 up, not counting the brow. So he was not going to be a shootable buck for me, but I had him at 25 yards broadside, and ended up doing like a little half circle and never got downwind of me. So that was good. Never knew I was there. So hopefully I get back in there, probably in another week or 2. I might get back in there and see if anything else is working that area. But
cool.
That's it.
You're a saddle hunter too, Boxie, correct? You want to explain that a little bit to some of the people out there, what the difference is between tree stand hunting and saddle hunting?
Yeah, I know. They always talk. So I've always, I'm strictly public land. So for me to hunt tree stands in the public land, I'm either going to have to, carry in and hang and hunt, or I'm going to have to set up. I can set up 2 weeks prior to the season, and then of course on public land you have to tag your equipment. I'm not about, it's bad enough I got to put tags when I trap, let alone me putting on my name out there for everybody that comes by my tree stand and know who's hunting there.
Right.
But for me, the difference is the saddle, a lot lighter. It sheds, the weight of basically the stand. So even your lightest stand's probably, 10 pounds?
Yeah.
Some of them real light ones are about 7. But the other thing it does, I found that I think I'm a lot more safer because I'll be honest with you, even with my climber, I would climb the tree without actually being harnessed in. Now, of course, as soon as I got to the top where I was gonna, then I'd harness in. So I run sticks, in a tree stand. In the past, I climb up the sticks, go over under my stand, and then I would hook in. So I wasn't always being as safe. Yeah, tree stand locations are always confidential.
I just said that. Yeah.
Again,
Sure.
Nobody's going to know that I hunted that spot unless they actually saw me in there, because I leave nothing. Mm-hmm. So I have a little system that I'm trying to work the bugs out, and I take 3 climbing sticks. I climb up there. Of course, I'm using a lineman's rope. And then when I step off to my little saddle platform, big enough basically just for my feet, I'm in, then I'm tethered in at that point. So never do I come unhooked from that tree.
Yep.
I think you're a brave man.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, it's a lot more comfortable. I have a bad back. So I find when I'm in a tree stand, I'm always sitting and standing, where with the saddle, it's kind of like all I do is I just kind of relax my knees down into I have my backpack set up to where then my knees go into my backpack, and then I'm in a seated position at that point.
Gotcha.
The other thing is what I'm able to do with this is where my feet are on my platform, then I have the top of my sticks are off to the other side. So if the deer would actually come, maybe off from the side so I set up to where I want the deer to come by me on my left side. So I have that wrong side shot. Mm-hmm. However, if it does come off to my right, I can actually step around onto those sticks, and I can keep that tree between me and that deer.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to get a saddle myself.
Yeah, I think it's something definitely
brave,
if you're interested in. It's fun. I like it.
Scares me to death.
I tell you, I hunted all day in it last year, rifle hunting, and as a matter of fact, about noontime there was nothing going on, and I just I leaned right on there. You just put your hands on there, and I took about an hour and a half nap. Probably when the big one went by, but
you probably missed the big one.
Yeah.
I love the what kind of saddle do you own? I've seen tethered, and that's the only one basically that I've looked at.
Yeah, I of course I went with the tethered. I think there could be better ones out there. I see OtterCat says that I am a Phantom. I don't have the Phantom, the tethered Phantom. I actually have, it's called the Mantis.
Yep.
It's actually it's the one that has it doesn't have the Cordera material. It actually has the what do I want to say? It's very lightweight. You can kind of see through it. But
like the mesh style
canvas. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I can get up in a tree. So I literally I think it took me 15 minutes. I was up the tree in my saddle and just basically setting up my camera and ready to hunt. So
what kind of, sorry, Chris, go ahead.
I was gonna say Adam just texted and said he's trying to get in. He'll be on shortly.
Okay, cool. Because I did feature his buck on my thumbnail, so he has to come in.
For sure, he has to participate.
Yeah, Deer Corner's here. He's listening. Thank you for coming in, Deer Corner. Appreciate that. For those in the chat that haven't yet, please hit that like button, please. And if you could share us out, I'd greatly appreciate that.
I'm glad everybody
guests here tonight.
I'm glad everybody came in and participated tonight. Look, good turnout.
Yeah.
I can't see how many's on though. I mean, you got 16. A count there. 16?
I got 16 so far. I had 20. There's 16 now.
I'm showing 17, but I don't know if that might. Oh no, it's down to 16. Yeah.
How do you even see that? I don't have a counter.
I have up right by the live on the top left corner. It should be an eye, and it shows you.
Yeah, that's going to show on your side. I see it because I had the YouTube streaming as well.
Yeah, I put it on my phone. You could see it also. 16.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Yeah, I got my phone sitting here. I have 16 now. Gotcha. Yeah. I was like, how do you know that?
What I wanted to ask Boxie real quick too, because What kind of climbing sticks do you have? Did you use? Do you use like the heliums? Do you use the $500 climbing sticks, or what did you use? I didn't know what you had.
The Boxie is very, very cheap. I actually have I have the Hawk helium sticks that cost me $100.
Very nice, very nice.
I just kept them at the three the 3-step length. I think they're like 32 inches or something to that back. And then I actually took some paracord, or the cheap paracord, you get from Walmart. I got the actual 3/8. It's got like a 500-pound or something duty rating or something, but I actually put a little aider underneath it, so I actually get one extra step per 3 sticks. But like last night, the tree that I actually got into, once I got up to that 2nd stick, I've noticed because of the canopy that I had, if I would have actually went that 3rd stick, it would have kind of eliminated some shooting off to my one side. So I was probably my feet were probably about 13 feet, probably, I would say.
Yeah.
I can get about 16 to 18 feet just with those 3 sticks with those actual aiders that are on them.
Yeah, that's plenty. Plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you put any PVC tubing on your aiders or anything over the
what I have it's an old
or rubber hosing or anything?
I had an old vehicle that I had to replace some gas line tubing on.
Gotcha. Yep.
So I actually ran the cord paracord through it, so it's kind of like almost like a rubber hose.
Yep. See, I run heliums too when I go mobile, and I have the 4-stick models, and I made 2 aiders for my 2 lower sets, so I understand what you're saying. I used like a 6-inch piece of PEX, and I ran nylon, and mine's just nylon. I just went cheap, like you said. I just went cheap with it because I don't weigh a whole lot anyhow, so I'm not gonna break a 5/16 rope.
I do weigh a little bit, and so I probably eventually I'm going to have to break down and actually buy some actual aiders, or go with like at least purchase some AMs still. But I do look like a sack of potatoes there, Otter Cat.
Now, Boxie, do you use the helium straps that you got with it? The ones that they're like a pull buckle?
No, I actually got the daisy chain straps.
I was going to ask you, how do you like that? Because I was wondering about buying a set of daisy chains for it.
So I actually had I wanted the actual 1-inch daisy chain straps, and they sent me the wrong stuff. They actually sent me the daisy chain rope, and it just, to me, I mean, it's so little. I know that stuff has a high tensile strength.
Right.
And but when I'd step on my stick, it would give a little bit, and I felt that the strap would not. So I called them and I had them send me the strap. So I had tried out the other ones. So of course I had to send them back.
Gotcha.
They sent me the straps, and I think the straps don't give as much as long as you have it.
Okay.
The problem with the straps that I have, if you have gloves on, it's hard to open that up to get it over your Versa button.
Okay.
So I can't have my gloves on.
I was wondering with the spacing between the loops.
Yeah. So
how well can you really?
Well, what happens is when you get to a tree, every tree is going to be different in diameter. So sometimes I'll get in a tree and it will be perfect right where it needs to be on that. Sometimes it's in the middle, right?
Yeah,
you gotta
right.
go longer, so it leaves a gap there. So what I'll do is I'll actually just like flip my strap up.
Right, and then
I'll get that strap already on an angle. Yeah. So when I put it on there, when I pull it down, it's only going to seat so far.
Cinches
so
it up.
Once I seat down, once I seat that webbing down, that daisy chain webbing, it doesn't give at all.
Okay.
Whereas that roping, it still had a little bit of sponginess into it. You know what I mean? And I didn't like that. being a bigger guy, I was like, nah.
Just in case, you can never be too careful. I wanted to go with the tethered saddle just because Ohio hunting, not too much PA, but Ohio, because there's so much big woods down there, and we're looking in big areas and seeing deer 500 yards away, where it's nice instead of taking your stand down and moving, you use your stand as like an observation point, and then use your saddle to move on the deer. That's what I want to have for down there, because we move a lot if we have to.
Yeah. And I mean, tethered, they have some nice ones. Them Phantoms are nice. The one nice thing about the Phantom that the Manus doesn't have is right in the front where your bridge is that actually holds you in. Two things on the Phantom, that actually is adjustable. So you can make your bridge either long or you can shorten it up. And what that does is that helps with the way that saddle holds you in. Because sometimes you will get a little bit of hip pinch on the saddle that I have. But they also it has like 3 different spots where you can actually hook into that bridge by these little beads. And what that does is it moves the pressure from in the middle or towards the top, and then you can move it all the way down to the bottom, and then it'll put that pressure in different spots. So if you like it more underneath you put it down on the bottom notch. If you like it more holding you up in the front, like you're a leaner, and there's different, positions that you can get. Some people stand and kind of lean with them. Some sit down. But
Adam's ready to come in, Ted.
Yeah, I'm sharing the link in the chat now for him.
Okay.
Yeah,
there it is, Adam.
So maybe while you guys are talking, I can go and grab some of that stuff there, and I can
do a little tutorial. Do a little tutorial for us.
But but as far as the hunting goes, so everybody knows this is my last week that I'll be putting in night shift. So I'll be on days starting on the 17th. It's going to be a wild first week, but I'm hoping I should be getting out anywhere from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So I should be able to get at least a couple good evening hunts in. So I'll be actually hunting during the week, hopefully. So
yeah, nice.
That might change a lot of things because
you're
not going to have all these people down in the swamp. I'm not going to have to, hopefully it'll be nice. But
all right, here comes somebody right here.
In here. I see 74 Steve's in here.
Nice change for. Oh God, he's got Joe with him.
Hey, what's up?
What's happening, Joe?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Look at Boxie's shirt.
Oh,
nice shirt.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah,
got it.
So I see the beers in your hand, so that's where you guys have been.
Oh, Renee, what are you flashing there? Easy. Easy.
Nothing fun.
Oh, gosh.
Just some FPO winners.
No,
we're good now. We good, guys?
Yeah, we're all good, Adam. Can you hear me good? I wanted to ask the chat real quick. Is my sound and everything okay? Because I was messing with the volume. Is my volume okay, guys? Can you hear me fine?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, cool. We have a question real quick. Wannabe Outdoors asked, what's a good budget saddle for a bigger guy?
Oof.
Yeah.
I
do know that Hawk, the Hawk helium sticks and all that, they actually come out with a saddle. And then I want to say that there's somebody else that come out with a saddle that is just over like $100. Just
Thanks,
know
Monica.
that
Thanks, Monica.
my biggest thing with that is you get what you pay for. So when you say budget, there's some cheap saddles out there, but what I did was instead of buying and maybe I went the wrong route, but I actually bought the saddle for I think it was $179, and then I actually I made my own lineman's belt and my own tether. I bought the rock climbing roping It was a lot cheaper. I think for half the price of what a lineman's belt can pay for, like $30, something like that. So,
Gotcha.
For $200, I had myself into a saddle. Now
I'm gonna play with the screen real quick while you're talking. I just want to see something.
It just seems like a lot of components.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. So, well, Chris, if you think about it, if you already got your sticks and you're taking in a stand, basically all it is the saddle's your stand. That's all,
Right.
Do you have the stand you actually stand on, Boxy? The little platform? Do you have that also?
And
that little platform you lock in.
And see, that's where I bought the Hawk Helium. Their little stand. I guess believe me, it's just in the other room. If you guys want me to get that,
why don't you go get that and we'll do a little tutorial on a tree saddle for people. But I want to give a big shout out to somebody that just entered the stream here. So
do that.
Yeah, Adam, I just wanted to say congratulations, brother, for Freezerbound knocking down I believe the first deer that I've seen this year. So congratulations on that. Do you want to explain a little bit? You want to explain a little bit of the hunt and what happened? And I'm sure your video is coming out soon about that. Correct? I think you had footage of it.
Yeah. So the wife had a meeting, so I didn't get to get out with the kids. So I took a quick walk, and when I got out towards the pond area, which a lot of you guys have been to, well, you've all been to that area.
Yep.
I got up towards the top of the pond area, and I seen a bunch of deer out there in the pond field, and all of a sudden I was like, automatically, I was like, I want a doe. I want to get a deer in the freezer, and I walked up, I looked to my right, and there he stood. I mean, it was the craziest thing that you could ever ask for. I mean, he was right there. So I got to shoot him right there. He actually ran around the pond where the big Sasquatch is.
Okay.
And he dropped right down there, and he laid down, and he was done. And I was like, that's the best story that I could have for a quick hunt is the most amazing buck that I have on camera to take it down. So
you was on your way to your stand.
The most important thing is you walked out, you shot a deer, it died really quick.
Yeah.
And that is what everybody wants for a hunt.
Right.
Yep. That's awesome. Congratulations. Hey, Rattle Trap, how are you?
Congratulations there, Adam.
There was one thing that I did want to address real quick, and I think it was Big Tiny. He said, did anybody ever use one of those tree lounges? Now, I had a member of our hunting club, use a tree lounge, and the tree lounge actually slipped out of the tree while he was in it, and he fell down, broke his back, and had to crawl back to our cabin.
Oh, jeez.
To use the phone to call somebody. So the tree lounge, the way that went in, that was all kinds of dangerous. So I would never use a tree lounge.
That and the fact that they're bigger than I am.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
I mean, that's a big unit to carry around.
Hunting stuff with J&J's in here. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you.
Hi, John.
So I want to swing back into the saddle hunting for a second.
Yeah, and then Boxie will explain his saddle whenever you're done.
Well, yeah, Boxie was talking about the Hawk Helium sticks, which are phenomenal. I mean, they're so light and they hook up. Yep, he's holding them up right there. They're insane. But if you want to look into a different saddle company, it's Tethered.
That's what Boxie has is Tethered.
Tethered? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I just wanted to put that out there for a second. I didn't know Boxie was going to get in that. All right.
Nope, no problem. All right, Boxie, you want to go ahead and explain your stuff?
Yeah. I'll just start really with the saddle itself. Now, and of course, like I said, somebody said about budget. So you got the saddle. tethered saddle. I'll try and set back here, but this thing, there's your strap. So you actually strap yourself into it, and it has here. It has it goes up around your legs. Believe it or not, yesterday I forgot to hook these onto me. I actually walked in, climbed up in the stand. I was actually hanging there. Never fell out of it. You're not going to fall out of it. But I was like, oh, I didn't put my leg straps on. So I went ahead and did that. But of course you have your lineman's loop here. And then this part right here is that bridge that I was talking about. Okay. So that bridge, as you see on this saddle here, it can slide the whole way up. So what happens is it just, wherever my weight is where that settles.
Gotcha.
Where the Phantom actually has spots where this could actually hook into. So you can put that weight either more onto your legs, kind of in the middle of your butt, or up more towards your.
So you can adjust it. It's like an adjuster on there to like where you're sitting.
And it just puts the pressure, because of course this saddle, when you look at it, it's got webbing coming across here, the front, and then there's the webbing across the bottom.
Okay.
So of course that cups you.
Yeah.
So depending on where you would position that is where that weight would distribute.
Gotcha.
Then
if I could jump in for 1 second.
Yeah.
I watched Boxie climb a tree with the saddle, and it's pretty similar to setting a hang on with sticks. However, you're just not getting the platform at the end of it. I watched him do it, and it looked phenomenal. He went straight up the tree, and Oh, and Boxie, at the end of what you're getting into, I don't know if you're going to get into this. Get into the cheaters at the bottom of your sticks.
Aiders,
Yeah, the aiders.
I actually changed them from when you probably saw them.
Okay.
But, so where I was talking about cheap is, so Tethered will sell you some dump pouches, right? Mm-hmm. They call them dump pouches. They actually attach. There's some mollies right here. You can attach this. They're like $25, I think. I had an old Elps Outdoors 2 game bag that had like 3 pouches on it. I just 550 corded it right to the side. And that's kind of where my lineman's belt, I made that. Bought the rock climbing gear. And like I said, I probably was able to make my tether, this lineman's, and I could probably make another set for half the price that I would have bought just a tether from that holds me in from like Tethered or one of those guys.
Cool.
One thing that's
you guys know from climbing other trees, the lineman's belt is not something you want to skimp on.
Yeah.
Like that is for real.
Yeah. This actual rope that I got, what I like about it, it's a little bit stiffer. It's not real loose. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of.
So you can put it up the tree. Yeah.
And I think it's got like 6,000 pound rating, something like that.
That should hold you, Boxie.
It should. So in my pouch, of course, so I go up.
Oh, yeah.
Get up there, and then, of course, this is my actual tether. This will go around the tree that I hook into. And then
hey, Peterson.
a must-have, because I didn't have the first year, is what they call a recliner. Okay? That actually, it goes behind you like this, and then you hook this into with your thing, and then I actually can just sit there and lean back.
Oh, wow.
And no weight on my lower back.
That's awesome.
And that's that. I'll show the platform, and then I'll do the.
Oh shit!
So this platform, that's what I hunt on right there.
Yeah.
That's the platform.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you can see I have a little S carabiner on here. It actually comes down through. And I hook that onto my side. So when I climb up the tree, then I have it.
Okay.
And I'll kind of show you the webbings that I have. I have an extra one that I actually put around a tree. I hook this on here under the tree. Then I'm hands-free. I can actually get my strap that hooks this on. Of course, you just push it down, cam it over. You watch videos on it. A lot of guys show that stuff.
Cool.
Then the hawk heliums, like he said, how light these are. They make very little noise too. I made a little carrier. Got a hook on there. That actually hooks into my my backpack I have that goes over my shoulders.
Okay.
It hooks on there, so I'm actually I got my bow in one hand. This hand's free. Just something else that I like. And then let me unpack these real quick and get one out.
While he's doing that, I just wanted to say thank you for everybody coming in tonight. I really appreciate you guys. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Thank you, guys.
Sure
So
thing.
everything of course wraps up. It's got this little bungee that I just strap up around there, up around my Versa button, comes up through. And then this is the aider that Joe was talking about. And, Chris alluded to it as well. So I just got that hose, and it's through the like the paracord, and then I just have it knotted through my the back side of this.
Okay. Okay.
So that just adds one more step.
Yeah. Now, does that help set that? Does that also? Do you use that to help like set the pegs onto the tree? Like when you set it.
He froze.
Strap it in, you press it on that, like bounce in place.
Yeah. So like, I'd throw that around, and as I was telling Chris, let me try. I'm trying to show you guys here, but this, of course, your Versa button here. That's the only problem is to get that webbing, you actually got to take, and I got to get my fingernail in there to open that webbing up.
Oh.
So that's the only thing. When you have gloves on,
Yeah.
that's the hard thing to do.
Gotcha.
Once I get that around there, Ted, the first thing I do is I'll take my sticks and I'll just grab it and I'll pull down on it.
Pull down on it. Okay.
Then, of course, when I go to step up, that
Yeah,
first time I put weight
set
on that aider, I'll actually never grab underneath your Versa button. Because what a lot of people do when they grab here, helping them climb up, it's going to actually pull away from the tree.
Yeah.
It's not secure till here. But weight going down, it will not move.
Yep.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do that, you want to grab up here on the top. If
So you can't pull it away from the tree.
Exactly.
Don't pull away from the tree, because that's what a lot of people and they don't believe in it because they said, oh, they don't hook to the tree,
and they panic when it pulls away.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good information.
All the weight has to come down.
Yeah, straight down.
Pull down on it.
Straight down.
I have a.
Because if
you guys want to hear a funny story real quick, I was setting a stand the other day and I was putting up sectional sticks like that. And I was about 2 sticks up. I put a third on top of the stick just to set it there for 1 second. And I took a step. And it spilled right over, cracked me right on the top of the head.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Those things are sharp too.
Oh man, did it? I felt it.
These hawks, I really like them. I used to have years ago. I had some lone wolf, and they were really nice. They were all aluminum as well. The only thing I didn't like about them was they only had one. So you could go one way or the other. So you'd set one to one side, one to the other side. As you see with these here, I got the 2.
Hair too tiny.
I like Boxie. I liked your helium sticks. I have the hawk, the other hawk sticks that they don't collapse in on themselves.
Oh, okay.
But also I don't put them up and take them down. Like I climb a tree and hang my stand and leave the sticks on.
Oh, you just leave the sticks there?
Yeah. But
See,
yeah, I mean,
I have the other models too. I have the shorter models. Boxy, I think does your sticks have 6 steps on it?
Yeah, well, three sets of 2, yeah.
Yeah, 3 sets. I see. I got the short ones.
Yeah,
I have 4. I have 4 sticks, and there's 2 sets of steps. So,
Cool.
Is there a reason you have short ones?
because I'm a short guy,
Sorry, I understand.
little legs.
I can't carry anything long.
Sorry, Chris.
And like Joe says, I can only reach so high with them little midget legs.
Did you ever
Way
see
to go, Renee.
Did you ever see those TikTok videos where like somebody throws?
Oh no, we lost you.
He froze.
He just said,
Oh man.
He's having troubles.
At least he froze in a good face.
Come
Sorry.
back. Come
Sorry,
back.
guys.
he might have to take over.
All right, I'm back. Can you?
He's
All
back.
right, there we
Alright,
go.
yay.
All right, there's
Josh,
some
you seen anything?
I'm not
You seen
sure.
anything on the plot, Josh? On your date
Chris-
night in the blind? Go ahead.
Chris is
Ted.
like, oh, that's okay. Did you
I
ever
don't
see
know,
those?
you
those
guys seen
TikTok
any
videos?
deer or anything? Like any bucks walking around? You guys seen anything?
None.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything too much, but there's some really nice ones I hear out there.
Yeah.
Look at that scrub. Oh, let it grow. Let it grow.
But
Give it another year.
what I was saying about
Give
Chris,
another.
did you
He's gonna
you
be
ever
a
see-
shooter next year.
did you ever see those TikTok videos where like there's a small guy that throws a toothpick and like the bigger dude like, or I'm sorry, the smaller guy has like a big stick and he
They're
throws
throwing
it,
javelin.
and the big dude catches like a toothpick and he like holds it and
Yes.
throws it away.
Yeah.
That's what Chris is like with a big stick.
That's me using Boxy sticks.
That's funny. Josh Bryan is in here.
No,
No.
I'm telling you, I watched Boxy climb that tree at the what was it, the Rendezvous
No.
2 years ago.
No, that
No,
was
it was
when
just alive.
everybody came over. That was just a random
Was it?
Yeah,
It was just a random.
live we did, yeah.
Yeah, Boxy came over and just scaled a tree like he was
Like
half
a rac-
squirrel.
Yeah, you
Like
guys
a
were all
raccoon.
shooting gauntlet.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the
And he
shoot.
said, "Hey, go, hey, here you go, Joe. Go and take a shot at that." No, thank you. You're not attached to that tree at all.
Too many working parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like after setting a couple hang-ons with sticks, I see how that lineman's belt. I mean, it does hold you on.
Oh, you can be hands-free with the linesman and work with 2 hands. I mean,
Yep.
That's awesome. I hang all my
Absolutely.
stands with a linesman's belt, you know.
I do too.
Yep. So,
Yep.
well, let's move on to Chris and see what he's seen this season and what's going on with Chris's season so far.
Well, I've had, as you all know, I'm into the food plotting thing, so I've had some nice hunts, but the deer skirted me, went around, whatever. Well, I didn't see any bucks to shoot anyhow. But there's a lot of up-and-comers coming to the plots, which I've been planting some of the same places for the last 3 or 4 years, so I'm going to have a lot of nice ones coming. But as far as deer sightings, I've been on a lot of deer. I was telling someone today I've probably seen over 50 deer this week already, and I just Saturday night I got a doe last night, and that was like the first real opportunity that I had. Other than at the beginning of the week, I can't remember what night it was. It might have been Tuesday night. I went out and believe it or not, true story. Last night I shot the deer from Tuesday night that I took a whack at, and she ducked me, and I took some hide off of her. took the fur off of her back on Tuesday night, and I broke my own rule. I say I don't want to shoot at deer with their head down, and this is a little tip for everybody in chat and everything. I mean, if you shoot at a deer with its head down, it's easier for them to drop their chest and get down low and duck you. If you shoot at them with their head up, they have to drop their head before they can drop their chest to get down. So a little tip for you, archery wise. And I broke that rule. This deer was standing there like 23 yards, and I was like chip shot, and I drew back, and she put her head down and was eating. I was like, okay, well, she's unexpecting, so I let her rip, and she ducked me anyhow, and I was upset.
That is a thing. Like everybody says they jump the string, or they duck the arrow.
It's a thing.
It's well, like you said, Chris. It is a thing, but it's not a thing. They're reacting to the sound.
Yeah.
And they're not ducking the arrow. They're not jumping the string or anything. But it's just. But you are absolutely correct. If their head's already down, they're already positioned to duck and run.
Yeah, for sure.
As opposed to having their heads up.
I don't know if anybody watches Growing Deer TV.
Oh, yeah.
With Grant Woods. But, I mean, the dude's technical, and he's had videos out on it. And I totally agree with him. If the deer's head's up, they have to drop their head to get their chest down. I mean, it all makes sense. It really does. So,
yeah, you're talking probably.
Be aware of that.
Yeah.
Hey, cousin
Bill.
Bill.
You figure if they already got their head down, and they can drop 6 inches more than if they have their head up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's taking you right from, a vital shot to a marginal shot, if not completely over their back.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I skipped
Go
it, but
ahead.
anyhow. But what ended up happening was last night they came through, and obviously I must have been very scent free, because they came down the path that I walked in on and came right to my tree underneath me and stood there at the barbed wire fence, and then jumped the fence. The two fawns came first, and Big Mama came out, and she made the mistake of standing there watching the little ones, and I was able to sneak one in the last rib. And
Chris, did you say llama?
Mama, yep.
Mama. Oh, Mama. Jeez, oh man.
Mama,
wow, I didn't know what we were hunting.
Yeah.
Oh man,
llamas.
Dude, if I hunt llama, you're gonna know it. I'm gonna have my daughter. Absolutely. My daughter will be she'll be crocheting socks or something.
We're gonna have the best socks ever.
Yeah, for sure. Get me one of them alpacas. Oh man. But yeah, I had. Let me see. I had opening day Saturday morning. I went below the house. I didn't even see a deer on opening morning. First thing I saw turkeys, groundhog, black squirrel, possum. Everything but deer. And then the night sit was phenomenal. I seen somebody, 74 Steve DC, commented about, I seen 50 deer. Holy smokes, I don't see that many in a season. Well, Steve, like I said, if you get on my channel and watch some of my videos, the plots that I have are just out of this world, man. I have like absolutely no ag around me anymore. Nobody farms. So my in-laws have this property across the road that I plant, and oh my gosh, it pulls deer in for miles, I swear. So it's a good deal. But yeah, every night's a phenomenal hunt around the house. And what was it? Friday night I went out to the big woods out in Cook Forest or over the river, and got out there. Yeah, man. I got that's my hot spot, man. That's where I shoot some big ones. But got out there, and Friday night didn't yield anything. And Saturday morning, I went back in and I showed some of you guys the video. If not, it's on Instagram, on my Instagram channel. But I passed up a buck that Boxie said he would have shot it.
I shot it.
It
But
was a nice buck. It was a nice buck.
A decent little buck. But my theory is if it wasn't better than last year's, I'm going to try to do a little better. So
you can't shoot a big one if you shoot a small one, right?
That's correct. And it might have been pushing 100 inches if it was lucky, but last year I shot a half decent one.
Disagree. Throw the flag.
Throw the flag.
2 years before that, I really I landed.
Chris, we got to stop you.
Stop me there.
Okay.
So shooting it if it's bigger than last year. Got an issue with that. So
we have a bunch of young kids running around here, and we do taco meat. Taco every Taco Tuesday. So if a scrub 7-point comes past me, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it right in the Boxie cooler right there. That's what I'm putting it in because
we're not hunting trophies. I mean, this is Western Pennsylvania. We're not killing trophies. There's no Bill and Crockett.
I mean, that's pretty close. But, other than that,
hey, total impact.
You can take your 104 inches and keep walking.
Yeah,
I got 115. I shot a 115, guys. I get that.
Nice.
That's okay.
Guess what?
It's all what makes you happy.
I get it. I mean,
it's all what makes you happy.
Be opportunistic. If the deer is there and it presents a clean, ethical shot, take it.
Done.
Yeah.
I
agree with you guys.
I agree with you on does.
If you
I
guys,
feel the freezer with those.
Right.
Hold on. Here, let me do the timeout on that one though. But like Adam, you guys eat everything, okay? A lot of people don't. Like my family, he don't eat meat. Theo, my daughter's the only one that eat deer meat. So one deer for me is good. So a doe, I would shoot a doe. There is a lady that takes a doe off of me every year. So when I get a license, I give her the deer, which she's been doing that for years. But I'm a trophy hunter. I want to always better myself for the next year. I always want to get something bigger. So that's just how I am. I don't need to get a buck, but like Adam, you're feeding people up there all the time, so you're using the deer meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I give away a lot.
Yeah, I'm the exact opposite. If a scrub 6 walks past, it's the first day, and I'm with Crossbow. So many people here.
Anybody want chili?
Yeah, look, she has a whole bowl of chili right here. Like,
Deer meat chili?
So I kind of look at archery season the way I look at rifle season. If I see a deer, I'm going to shoot it.
Yeah.
That's how I approach archery. I have a doe tag for 2F and 2D.
Yeah, we have no problem with.
I'm going to shoot 1 and 2F.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go down the street. I'm going to shoot 1 and 2D.
And we'll make jerky and we'll make deer sticks.
I'm going to shoot the deer that come in front of me.
Yeah.
I mean, other people hunt differently, and that's fine. Like I love them for it. I'm not going to take anything away from them for doing anything other than.
If you pass on a deer and you're cool with it, then you're cool with it.
Yeah.
If you shoot a deer and it's the right one, then you go with it.
Yeah, and it's like Wannabe Outdoors just said. There's people that hunt for bone, and there's people that hunt for meat. So two different kind of hunters. If you want to eat it, shoot it. If you don't,
I do them both.
Yeah.
I fill the freezer with doe, and then I go out looking for a nice buck.
Yeah.
I just hold back that buck tag for something better. That's all.
So this just appeared beside me. It's our canned venison from last year.
Oh yeah,
nice.
When you guys
get, we have to eat it all now, so we can resupply.
Technically, but
When you guys
no,
get as
seriously.
old, when you guys get as old as me and Boxy, and you've shot a ton of them already, you can be choosy.
Here we go.
You can be choosy.
Boxy.
As old as you and Boxy.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. I
5
knew this
years
would be
older
the
than us.
point.
AARP guys, what do you want?
You're so
Jesus
old.
Christ. Boxy, I
Jesus.
love your shirt.
You like that?
Hey, with your beard, Boxy, you do look like you're fucking 80.
Oh,
Easy.
no F-bombs. No F-bombs.
Sorry.
No F-bombs. No F-bombs.
I know. My bad. My bad.
No problem. Yep.
Apologize off.
But anyway, Boxy, you're old.
Hey, just remember, my bow shoots faster.
Oh, yes, it does.
The old
Good
man
comeback,
bow.
Boxy. Good comeback.
Ooh.
Right in the corner down there.
Again, I don't have to shoot telephone poles out of mine though.
Right. I did. I
Fair point. Fair
scaled down my arrows for
what are you doing?
3D
Shooting double,
season.
are you shooting
I
double
was
X 75 game
330.
getters? Is Joe shooting the double X 75 game getters?
No double X game getters. What was I? What were my target arrows? Easton.
Okay.
Or no, not Easton. Black Eagle.
Yes.
I go with Black Eagle.
Okay.
For my target arrows and my hunting arrows.
So here is Faith first fishing. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
This is what she said. She
Trying
said,
to get
I've
out
always
there
wanted
deer hunting.
chance. I ain't got lander
did?
connections. Where are you from, Faith first? If you don't mind me asking, where you from?
Oh, they're talking to somebody else.
That's something too. Someone that's looking. There's a lot of game lands out there, and I know sometimes game lands are a struggle.
South Georgia. She's from South Georgia. Boxy.
Okay. Yeah. And
I don't know too much about Georgia.
Yeah, there's probably some good stuff down there too.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Amanda's in
well,
town.
I guess, hey Amanda, I guess I'll tell you my season so far, which is basically a doe season. I haven't seen one buck yet alive from my stand. I got a few bucks on my camera, small bucks, but nothing to shoot. And Ohio, I just come back from Ohio about 15 minutes before the live, and I got a few bucks on camera down there that are up and comers. They're not probably shooters this year. My buddy's got a couple bucks on his camera that are up and comers. So it's been really slow this past week with deer movement things because I believe the full moon affects the deer movement. There was a lot of deer out this afternoon, but the mornings, my buddy came back from Cleveland this morning and didn't see one deer on the turnpike until the afternoon when we went down to Ohio. There was deer out everywhere going to Ohio. So I think the moon phase has been messing it up this week. So, but yeah, I'll be out tomorrow, and then 2 weeks I'll be starting to hunt. I'll be starting to hunt Ohio in 2 weeks.
See you, Chris.
Yeah, I'll totally. I have to agree with you. The moon phase definitely plays a part in it. I mean, we're just coming into a big full moon tomorrow night. So
it's actually right now. Yeah, it's actually tonight.
Yeah.
Full moon's
big
tonight.
full
Yeah.
moon tonight.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night, last evening would have been a great day in the woods, and tomorrow morning into the evening. I mean, if all the moon things, play out.
So I got so many deer pictures in the last hour and a half. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, I call it a Boxie Outdoors moon, where I know it's gonna hit hard tomorrow morning.
Do you know what this moon is called?
Hunters.
No, I don't.
The Hunter's
Hunter's moon.
Hunter's moon.
Okay, I call it the Boxie.
Okay.
There's a red moon too. That's called the Hunter's moon. The red
Amanda,
moon. That's another name for it. Also.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
MB Heritage Farms.
What's up, MB?
So,
Moon phase and with the weather temps. Yeah, I believe at 100%. The moon phase and the temperatures are all about deer movement. That's what I believe. I mean, there's people out there that don't agree with me, but that's just from my experience.
I agree with you. I'm in 100%.
Yeah.
Are you shaking your head no?
I'm shaking my head no, because I believe in the fact of sitting in your tree stand and enjoying the outdoors. That's what I believe. Promoting the outdoors, enjoying your passion. That's what I believe, Joe.
Is this a commercial for Boxie?
I know that's what we're talking about, but I can guarantee you, Boxie agrees 100%.
Boxie doesn't know what he's agreeing
Yes, he
to.
does. He does. He knows it's about being in the stand.
Of course it's about being in
Okay, time. So, it's not about a full moon.
Are we going to have to close this computer?
Yeah, it might be a fist fight here in a second. So, like,
hold on one second, Adam, real quick.
Moon phase. I don't care about that. Like, I really don't, guys. And there's a lot of you guys that do, which I know Chris and Ted, you guys do. And I love that. Like, that's the intense part of hunting, right?
Yep.
I love the fact that when I go out, like, I don't care what, I go out when my kids can go out, right?
Yeah.
Like if I have one chance to go out and sit in the blind when they're not swimming or playing football or something like that, I go out. Like tomorrow morning, my boss showed up and he's like, "Can I bring my kid?" And I said, "Well, if he's at school." He's like, "No, he's calling off to come hunt with Freezerbound Outdoors." I said, "Let's go."
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I agree with you on that part, Adam. I really do.
Like, it's opportunity for us.
But you know what I want to?
I wanted to ask. Recap?
I wanted to just ask Freezerbound. I mean, how much did Boxie pay you to say that?
Not enough.
The sheer passion. Not enough. He is wearing a Freezerbound Outdoors shirt, so someday I see there was money transfer somewhere.
They're working
with the share your passion, and you got the Freezerbound Outdoors on. So, but that's all good. That's what we do here anyway in this community. We try to help each other out. I love it.
You know, kind of, to say a little bit on that is, I know the whole conversation come up was, when to hunt, and there's a lot of people out there that can only hunt when they have the time. It's kind of nice that Pennsylvania has now at least put out there some Sunday hunts. So, some of these youth and stuff that, go to school all week long, they get 2 days, consecutively. And I do agree a little bit on, get out there and enjoy it. But I think there is times that deer move better than other times. And, there are times where maybe the night, if you only have a limited time, you got to hunt. You got to hunt.
Yeah, no matter
what. If you have all the time in the world, then I think
that's what it is.
I think you could.
Boxie, thank you so much.
More.
Yeah.
Where that moon is either overhead or what they call underfoot, and the actual movement of the deer. Of course, this time of year, they're going through a change. They're going to be coming into that rut cycle. You're going to be watching them funnels. It's going to be an all-day deal. But I tried to look at that a little bit last year, the days that I did hunt, when I saw a deer, and was it reflective to a moon phase? And I couldn't find any correlation to that.
There isn't. That's the funny thing about the rut. The rut comes in every year at the exact same time, regardless of the temperature, regardless of the moon phase. It's always the same time. The deer know it. We don't.
I'm disagreeing with you.
We do not. It's always the same. It's always the same.
Yeah, per area. I would agree.
First week in November. There it is.
I think it's Halloween week they start rutting. Like at October, at the end of October, that Halloween week is about when they start getting a little crazy.
First week in November.
Absolutely.
I think it's that week. Yeah, and that's exactly what Total Impact said. The photo period is when they make the change.
I don't think there's any other influences onto that.
A deer goes into heat every 20. They go in a couple times a year, even in the summer. They can go into heat in the summertime. So it isn't just October, November. A deer can come into heat. A deer can come into heat at any time during the year.
Yeah, so. but this is the time that there's thousands of people hanging off of trees.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's answer a question.
Yep.
Go ahead, Fish Sicker.
74 Steve DC asked, if I can find it again, what was the best food plot? And I'm going to ask Steve. He said he was from Massachusetts, but best food plot for fall, or have you not planted anything right now and you want to try to get something in? That's the question I want to ask him first before I answer anything. But
we'll see what he says on
as far as food plot stuff, like if you're not experienced at it, grains would be good. Winter wheat, winter rye.
I'm a fan of the tonnage, the brassicas and stuff like that. That's what I'm a fan of.
The brassicas, the green leafy tops, is an early attractant for archery season, and then you have the bulbs that they can feed on all winter time. Let's see what he says here. I don't know. So far, nothing. Yeah. I haven't planted yet. Okay, he tried seven card stud. I'm assuming he's going to say. I know somebody tried to plant that and it didn't turn out so great. Got to be careful with a lot of these companies that sell the buck on the bag seed. There's a lot of fillers in it, a lot of stuff that you're not even interested in. I know there's like in the brassica and turnip line, you get a lot of that stuff, like that big leafy stuff, like the rape, purple tops. Just go through the brassica line, and you can get all that big green leafy stuff, and that's really small seed. But you want to plant something perennial and annual. Something for now and something for in the spring. Like I mentioned, the grains. You want to get that stuff in the clovers. That stuff will come back in the spring as soon as you get about a 37, 38 degree day. And the sun will hit that, and it'll come right up and start to germinate for you. So if you have any more questions, if that didn't answer your question, let me know there in the chat, and I'll try to get it to you.
And you got to make sure your pH is at 7.75, somewhere around there. You're not growing too much of anything with that.
Yeah, you want to get your soil samples done and get that all flattened out first.
Cool.
Get your pH good. Find out what your recommendations are for your fertilizer. And I'd be careful buying some of that stuff. You need to turn the bag over, look at the tag, see what's in it.
Yeah.
A lot of it's inert matter, weed seed. Coating.
I'd like to throw a huge shout out to Jake Crack Outdoors.
Yeah.
The things you're doing are amazing, bud. Thank you for doing all that on Facebook and getting the kids into trapping and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I know you got a lot more to come, Jake Crack. So, Monica, Carl, all you guys, I love you.
Cool. Yep. So anybody else have any questions or anything in the chat that one of our experts up here on panel could answer for you?
Drake, what are you doing? I know we get boxers on a set, man. It's weird.
Yeah, Josh, Buck Forage is pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bombshell's real good stuff.
I'm going out in the morning, and I'm hoping that my hunts get better and better as the moon goes away this week. That's what I'm hoping. I know the 17th of October, it goes back in through the cycle, so it'll be like the deer cast shows that it's going down to like the 17th of October will start being better morning hunts for me because I got to hunt a lot of the mornings before work, so I don't get to go out in the evenings during the weekday, but the weekends I can hunt the evening. But morning hunts is what I'm doing right now, so hopefully tomorrow I see something.
You mentioned October 17th. It's really funny you mentioned that. I was just listening to a podcast probably about a week or two ago. You guys probably know Exodus trail cameras. Those guys are based out of Ohio. They do hunt here in Pennsylvania as well. Yep. And they were talking with a couple other guys, and a couple of dates that they mentioned about. And one of the dates they mentioned in October, for whatever reason, was right around that October 17th. That they definitely said they try to get in the woods. Another one was, of course, Halloween, as we had mentioned, and then the other one was they like the second and third week of November, which of course that is.
Thank you, Monica. I appreciate that. Sorry, Boxie, but Monica just donated $20.
I saw it pop up there.
Thank you.
Yeah, Monica's pretty awesome supportive.
Yes, she is. Thank you. I'm sorry, Boxie, to interrupt you. So go ahead, keep going.
No, it's just that October 17th you mentioned it, and it just when you said it, I about just blew me away because I just was listening to a podcast, and that was one of the days they said right around that October 17th for whatever reason. It could be just because of the moon, again, and I know it's going to come out of a new moon, and you're going to get your new
new series of And believe it or not, I get called crazy all the time by people because I love to get into that and study it and read it and look it up, and I do.
He gone.
He does freeze.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I apologize. My internet's a little goofy tonight too. It keeps going in and out with the chat and everything. So I apologize
good
for
now.
Everybody. Okay. But yeah, I like I said, I just do I'm a fanatic on deer hunting, and I read everything and I watch videos and I look online and research things. So I try to schedule my hunting. I can go every day of the week if I want to in the morning. It's just, can I do that? Because it does wear on you when you work 3 to 11:30 and then come home at midnight to 12:30, get up at 5:30, go in the woods. I could do that for like 2 or 3 days in a row, and then I'm done for a while, and then I can go back to it. So I pick and choose the days that I hunt, so I could sleep in on the days that really there's no activity. So I try to pick and choose my days accordingly to the weather, moon phases, and all that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where you have the opportunity. If you can hunt every day in the morning, then you can pick and choose what days you want to hunt. You don't have to be out there every single day. And a lot of times that might actually hinder somebody than not. If you only have a certain amount of stands to sit,
Yeah.
Hey, Ted.
Yes, sir.
Can you do a quick thing here
Sure.
with people in the chat? Because we have the chat, but we haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, sure.
So, just a lot of people in the chat.
You want me to hit? Oh, you want me to share your link?
No. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't care about my link, but I care about other people's links. So.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I get it. Can you, Carl? Could you please share some links, and I'll share some links from me too.
Carl, I was sharing some links earlier on. So
yeah, I'm going to share Adam's link too.
Okay, so I can't see whoever the mods are. So I don't know who's sharing links or whatnot.
Yep. Can you see the chat? Can you see the chat at all, Adam?
I can see the chat. Yeah. Like.
Okay. I have
no problem with that, but
nobody's link.
But I can't see who your mods are or the links that they're dropping or nothing like that. It might just be my computer, bud. Okay. I don't know.
I think looks like Carl's the only one in.
The only one in here that's a mod.
Yeah.
I might have to make some more mods.
Just to let you know, for future purposes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm a mod.
yeah, you're a mod. I'm gonna make one to be.
I don't.
Yeah.
They've been
Joe
sharing.
gotta go
All right, guys.
be a dad.
I'm
All right,
out.
man. Take
See you,
care,
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah, have
All
a
right.
great night, guys.
Nice seeing
It
you,
was
Joe.
awesome talking with you for a little bit.
Yeah, man. Take care. Hey, good luck this season, buddy.
Good luck, Joe.
Wannabe, I just made you a mod. So
We're
he's
staying
in
here,
now.
so
Big Tiny. Thank you, Big Tiny. I appreciate that, buddy. I really do. Wolf's Den Outdoors is in here. Thank you so much. Yeah, Carl has been sharing links.
Tomorrow.
Adam, I just don't think you can see them. I don't know.
That must be it.
yeah.
He's seeing double of them.
Well, yeah, I figured.
I might see double them, but
Yeah. Well, then that means he'll just hook
Hopefully
set you.
not.
But that just means he'll hook set you twice if you share your link. So
There you go.
you might want to do that. But Wannabe Outdoors, I just made you a mod. I'm gonna have to make a couple people in here a mod. Hey, Monica, do you mind if I make you a mod? I'm gonna make Monica a mod anyway. She's a great supporter of the channel. And she can share if she wants.
That's a good one.
I did see Rick said about seeing some bear. Has anybody from the Freezerbound seen any bear up your guys' way? And Chris, have you saw any?
I haven't seen any while hunting, but I have a couple on camera.
Cool.
I believe Joe had some on camera.
On camera.
And
Yeah.
I believe Adam right now could see anything he wanted to see.
Just a tad. Just a tad.
I love it.
He said in the live earlier he was going to be a little bit crazy.
I know,
so-
I know. That's cool. I put that in there. I love Adam, man. He's a great guy. I love having him in here, so there's no problem with that.
I made him go to a wedding last night, so
Nice.
he had to be the responsible one.
Yeah. And today he's not responsible. So we have
Yes.
we have Kehoe Outdoors is in here. Matt's Fishing Mission. That's awesome. Yeah, that must be some good chili. Laugh out loud. Monica said, Renee, that must be some good chili. She's laughing.
Spiked.
Spiked chili.
There
That
we
was
go.
from a day ago, so
Yeah,
that was
so-
yesterday's.
Cool.
Yeah, I know,
Wannabe Outdoors is sharing. I'm sorry, Boxie, but Wannabe Outdoors is starting to share some now. So.
Yep, that's
There
good.
we go. Yeah.
Thanks. He shared out Boxie Outdoors. I know
First, he shared
Total
it out
Impact.
first.
Total Impact is up towards those guys up there in Clarion as well. He said he's got some bear on camera as well.
Is he
Six
from Emilton?
Yeah, Emlenton area. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Cool.
I thought. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Adam, I see you just. Is he? Hey, Adam.
I think
Yes.
Do you guys have Total Impact Outdoors? Because they're up around your area.
oh yeah, they're not far from mall. They just had a young kid. They're amazing channel.
Yeah.
They're
Awesome.
very, very good.
Yeah, he has them.
Okay.
They're way better than us than filming hunts and stuff. So like, go check out Total Impact because they're amazing.
Cool. Thank you guys so much for the donations. I really appreciate that. That all goes right back into the channel. So, you know what's funny is I wanted to just mention this, and I don't want a donation or anything, but has anybody seen how these super thanks work at all? Like,
No.
does anybody have this? I have like a super thanks on my, but you
Yeah.
can. I guess it's per video. If somebody wants to donate to you on the video, it don't have to be a live chat like a super sticker or anything. But on
Correct.
your video, I think you can go to super thanks and make a donation to channels that way also.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much just a straight like donation button.
Okay.
So I've been waiting for Boxie to just go ahead and like send the donation straight to us. So
Great to you. Hey, I definitely owe you. I definitely owe you from earlier, right?
no, you don't. No one ever owes us, bud.
He just likes to have fun.
We just want to have a rendezvous of people that like Chris and like Ted and everybody else, man. That's all we want in the long run.
Definitely.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. But you guys are awesome. You guys run. If anybody in the chat doesn't know, Adam and Renee, they have a Freezerbound rendezvous every year up at his place, and he opens up his land and his home to all the YouTubers out there that want to come up and show up, and you can camp on his land, bring a camper, tent, and all that stuff. He has some activities. The kids are doing things up there. So Adam and Ray, I just want to say thank you again for having me up there this year. It was a great time, and I'm definitely going to make it from here on out. As long as my schedule permits, I'll be there. It was a really great time. You get to meet other YouTubers that, and Boxie, you can send me money for this. Anybody that likes to share their passion, you come up to the rendezvous and hang out with all of us, and we get to meet everybody, and it's just a great time of everybody supporting each other. So thank you, Adam and Renee, for that. I appreciate that.
See, it's funny how I'm starting to think, dude, you guys are saying about me owing you guys money for saying all this stuff. Maybe I'm going to say, hey, I'm copyrighted. What are you guys doing using my share, my path? Maybe you guys got to send me some royalties here.
There you go. There you go. There you go. But want to be sharing out. Yeah, want to be outdoors is sharing links now, so you guys know.
There we go.
Thank you, want to be outdoors. I appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, Carl was sharing them out there earlier. I don't know if Carl's still in here, but
yeah, I don't know. Jakey Crack said the rendezvous is always a good time.
Yeah,
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That's blast.
I still didn't see the footage of my last fish that I caught. I still think that I caught the last fish, but I thought that was up for review. But I don't know. I think Sunfish King got it. We'll give it to him. Next year we'll put it in stone. Next year then.
No. I still have the video. It's in slow-mo. Just let you know.
Uh-huh.
I was going to say, does Nick Green have the aerial of it?
That's what I was hoping for.
Nick Green take the photos. So.
Yeah, that's what I think we have to go to, the footage of Nick Green.
We are going to take a lot of footage in the next tomorrow. I gotta take one after we archery hunt.
I actually just seen somebody posted on things happening in Clarion and said that it was not a good weekend to get the fall foliage, but we are going to try to get the fall foliage.
Like all
it's green.
If you're not available from Clarion, boom, here comes the mountains and the color leaves, man.
Peak
it's coming.
It's coming.
It's gonna look like Boxie's shirt all over this thing, man.
Love it. I just got back from Ohio today, and driving down 43 into 70 and going down, and the leaves are changing like crazy. It almost seemed like they changed from this morning to this evening when we went down and come back. It's starting to get beautiful out there, guys, and anybody that hunts and is in the outdoors knows that feeling when you get up in the morning and you go outside and you see that. You can smell it, you can feel it. It's like just a change. You can feel the change. It's a pretty awesome feeling. I love it.
I drove down to Emilton and backtracked back through Foxburg into Bruin today, and all along the river, and it's starting to really look like fall down that way. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I think that cold front come in and just snapped all that, and
yep,
I think you got your leaves now changing right off of that.
Yeah, and the rivers had a little bit of water in them.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
So clearing their views are. Jakey Crack, you up at camp?
I think he is. I think he is up there.
Jakey Crack's close to me.
Yeah.
Do any of you guys have any announcements or anything for your channels that you'd like to say, like make any announcements on what's coming up or what you guys are up to coming up here soon?
No.
I'll be uploading a dove killing video from the other night.
Adam, when are you putting out your video for your buck?
Okay, so I'm going to combine the video of my buck and the kid I'm going to hunt with tomorrow morning. He's an amazing kid. It's a long story, but he wants to come hunt, and he took the day off of school. And look, if you take the day off of school, I'm in. So we got this hardcore tomorrow morning, and
hopefully we can get that.
I hope that all gets on film. I'm done with my buck, so
yeah,
I'm gonna put this all over to the people like Boxie. So,
Well,
Cool.
JD Crack, if you're coming up through, stop over.
Yep. And my my channel, I'm putting out my deer trail is premiering. I think it's Wednesday. This Wednesday, it's 6 o'clock, I believe, and that's going to be the start of my hunting season, like with the videos. So it's called the 2022 PA Deer Trail. Is my series of videos for hunting this year in PA, and then I'm also doing a 2022 Ohio Deer Trail and all the hunts from Ohio. So that's my thing coming up here for that. And
Right.
there'll be videos in between it of other things and product reviews and stuff like that. But that's basically what I'm doing.
So real quick before Boxie or Chris has a quick chance, we're doing our PA archery contest, and
yeah.
A couple other entries in.
Oh, yeah.
And they smoked my buck. So just to let you know, I got some good stuff coming.
Cool.
They each took like 15 second, things.
Yeah.
And when they sent them to me, I was like, God damn, like, shit. Like, my buck's tiny now.
Yeah, I think what Adam's trying to say, everybody, is he's doing a buck pull, and he's taking entries. If you're entered into Freezerbound's buck pull, it's a team buck pull. It is total inches of your spread, your total spread plus your points. And what he needs, you can send him a video. You can do it YouTube or you can do it Facebook. Freezerbound Outdoors on Facebook. If you haven't checked that out, please go follow Adam and his Freezerbound crew on Facebook. But you can enter it Facebook, you can enter it YouTube, but you need like a 15 or 30-second video of you with your deer measuring the inside spread and then counting all the points and sending a video to be entered. But I think all entries are done now. Anybody that's in it is in it. You can't enter anymore.
Correct.
So, how many teams do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
68 or something like that.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
It's almost 70.
Yeah, that's an awesome thing. So, and it's basically it's a free. I wanted to mention it's also free, so you don't have to pay any money to get into it. But you do get prizes. Adam is nice enough. I'm going to donate some prizes, and Adam has some prizes and things like that. So if anybody wants to donate to this archery buck pull, please get a hold of myself. You can email me. It's in the description of my video, or you can email Adam and let him know if you guys want to send over anything for prizes for that. That would be awesome and appreciated. So just hit us up on the email.
I'm not sure what's going on behind us.
Yeah, kids are streaking to bed.
It's like a sexy spider or some shit. I'm not sure.
Bedtime.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, the hunting has been slow for me, guys. I'm not going to lie. Adam had a great hunt. He already got one down, so congratulations to Adam. Boxie, you're starting to get out there now more. I'm looking forward to you putting one down. Chris, you're out there. You're always sending me videos and stuff like that, so it's cool. So I keep up with. And we have a little. Last night he got a doe. Yeah. And I was still debating if I was getting a doe tag for a 2 beat on here. I could still do that. I could just go down and get it over the counter. But right now it's that time where I want that mature doe around my stand. So I have a group of about 8 or 9 deer that are around my stand, all doe. So I sort of want them around. I don't want to take anything out right now because it's going to start getting better. And if those bucks are starting to chase, they'll be in that area because it's loaded with does. Now, I don't say don't shoot a doe. You definitely want to shoot doe. You can have too many doe. You want the buck to work to find the doe. So you want a competition. You want that 2 to 1, 3 to 1.
Polluted. I am polluted. So yeah.
So it's definitely good to take a doe here.
For sure.
You still
I
hear
can
children
tell you that first legal deer that comes in front of Boxie's going to the freezer. It's Freezerbound.
It's Freezerbound.
He's going Freezerbound.
Yeah. It's got to be a legal deer.
Hey, what's that hashtag, Adam? Hashtag send it.
Yeah, hashtag send it, baby.
Hashtag send it.
It's not my hashtag, but go ahead and
put
it down, Boxie.
So that's awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Does anybody in the chat have any other questions or anything that would like to know anything about any of our channels?
Jakey Crack, where you at, bud? Let's shoot some deer.
I am in Allegheny County, 2B, obviously. I'm right out of Pittsburgh, PA. I'm in West Mifflin is where I'm at.
There's Total Impact. He's on point.
I actually, Ted, several years back, I actually got a over-the-counter tag there for 2B. I went kind of, I was hunting down there off of the Moon exit, if you know where I don't know.
Yeah, that's Robinson area.
Yeah, we actually went down in there, and I actually took an inline flintlock, or an inline muzzleloader. I'm sorry, and I ended up shooting a little doe down there. It was the day after Christmas. We went down there and we hunted that second season down there, but it's kind of a cool area down there.
Yeah, Total Impact just said he hunts Elizabeth. That's right up the road for me. That's 15, 20 minutes up the road. My butcher is actually in Elizabeth.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, so that's cool, Total. Hey, let me know if you're ever around the area, man. Maybe we could hook up, do some kind of a collab or something.
I used to live down in there, and I was from the Verona area and hunted on the Verona Penn Hills line there. That's where I hunted 2B.
Cool.
I'll be honest. I try to stay away from that area because it seems like that city. I can get in there and go anywhere I want.
Can't get out.
I can never get out of there.
They don't want you out of there. They don't want you to get out.
It just no.
Yeah.
Josh, we can get up. Josh, we can have a total of 3 doe tags on hand. If you shoot a doe, you can get another one if there's any available. Yeah. But most places are sold out at this point in time.
Not my place is unlimited.
Yeah, 2B is pretty much unlimited.
Yeah, you get anywhere down around that Pittsburgh area or over east down around Philadelphia. That's all.
Yeah, I can go down tomorrow.
All over the counter.
And buy 10 over the counter if I want.
Yeah, I went down to Allegheny County Courthouse one time, and I walked in and I got 7 doe tags. The lady says, "How many you want?" And I said, "I'll take 7." She says, "Is that it?" I said, "What do you mean, is that it? 7? That's a lot." She says, "I have people come in here and get 20 at a time." Yeah. I said, "What are you going to do with 20 deer? My goodness."
You lumber companies in here. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Thank you for coming in here, you. I appreciate it.
They're on FBO's buck pool as well.
Yeah.
My dad has a question, Chris. It says,
yes.
He says, is it too late to plant rye grain in Western PA?
I don't believe so, because it'll germinate down to 37, 38 degrees. And we've got a lot of days that it's going to be over that still. Yeah,
and
it's
Dad,
supposed to hit 70s this week.
I planted rye, Dad, last week with Jason down at camp. So I planted the 2 fields down towards the Big Woods is what we call it down there. We tilled up 2 new areas, and we limed it and everything, and I planted rye grain on that for this year. So next year when we go disc it, the rye grain will be in there, and it'll be easy to disc, and it'll add to the soil. So I planted like 60 pounds of rye grain in about, I don't know, I'm going to say an acre. So that's what I planted last week. So hopefully we'll see, Dad, when we go down there next week. We'll check it out and make sure.
I would mix it up. I would mix it up with some winter wheat and some clover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't plant any clover or winter wheat. We only had rye grain left. So I just threw that out there until next season. Now, my buddies, we were down in Ohio today, and my buddy's food plot is stunted. It's this high, and it's stunted, and it looks like right where we have he has his feed area where he dumps his corn is trampled down. There's nothing going to grow there.
Yeah.
But in his spots, it's spotty, and the brassicas came up. He put in Antler King, and he limed it. He did put some fertilizer in it, but I don't think he took the soil tests. And it'll grow, but if there's no nutrients in there, it stunts its growth, just like a fish is stunted with too much, in a pond. Well,
yep.
Your food plots will do the same thing. If you don't have enough nutrients in there, you can overplant, and they can starve the plants, or you can underplant or under-fertilize, and they get stunted. They'll grow to 2 inches, and they won't get any bigger. So you got to watch that whenever. But the pH, like Chris was stressing in our last live, if you guys in the chat want to see a good food plot live, go back to my last live with Chris and Boxie in it, And go check that out and listen to what Chris says on a lot of his stuff. I shared a few like soil sample tests, where to get them from, Penn State and all that stuff. But Chris is really on point with his food plots. So if anybody in the chat has any questions, I'm sure you can go to his channel, hook up with Chris, and he will help you out on the food plots.
Yeah, sure thing.
Mm-hmm.
Get me there. You can get me Instagram Messenger. You can ask questions there.
My dad got two doe tags and 2A for down at camp last week.
Outdoors, how you doing?
Who's that? Wolfsden? Wolfsden's here.
Wolfsden's in here.
Conroy's World of Fishing's in here. Thank you for coming in, Conroy. I appreciate you guys. If anybody hasn't hit the like button, please do so. I just keep saying that because it helps the channel a lot. Yeah. So I really appreciate you guys hitting that like, make a comment after the live. Let us know how we did.
We need some questions.
Yeah, we need
questions
some questions
coming, man.
We need some questions coming, and yeah, but share us out if you don't mind. That helps the channel greatly, and I appreciate everybody that donated to the channel tonight. That all goes right back into the channel to get equipment and to bring you videos and to use product reviews and things like that. So it all goes right back into the channel. So I appreciate that, guys. Here, 9 just came into your back with what Josh Bryson says here.
Oh yeah,
9 just come with
he and I were talking about doe tags there. Josh is a Facebook friend of mine and a domain user of a friend of mine. He shot his first buck this year with his bow on his own property.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool, and it had velvet on it still. So he's pretty jacked up. Yep. Jakey Crack says, Chris, we should hook up. I'd love to put a few plot on our yeah, sure, man. Let me know when you're out, and we'll look it over. Yeah, for sure.
So, Ted, you had said you guys went over there and you pulled some camera cards and stuff. Did
yes.
you have? I didn't know. Maybe you already said. Did you have anything on or?
Yeah, I had. And what I did was I went back. Now I've been sort of how do I want to say it? Not paying attention too much in Ohio recently because I've been so busy with work and doing things like that. In my arm, I was a little bit behind schedule for the PA season and the Ohio season. So, but I have a stand up in Ohio already. We hunt public land down there with a few stands. I hunt private and our lease we have down there.
Yeah.
And so my stand is pretty much set on our lease. It's there. It ain't moving because we bait the deer down there. So we're always throwing stuff.
That's when you have your mineral
yes.
sight in?
Yeah, that's what I use the Lucky Buck mineral down there. They love the Lucky Buck. So I went down 2 weeks ago and I put out Lucky Buck for the first time in my stand. I set up my camera and I made a mock scrape.
Yeah, that's that. You got the video you just put up there.
Yeah, the Ohio video for that one. So we went down there. I brought my buddy back down there because, like I said, it's easier to cut out things when I could be up in my stand and my buddy walking around and cutting out my spots for me. It's a lot safer that way instead of me getting up and down and going out. And it's a lot easier to figure out what you got to cut out and what you don't have to cut out. Because I don't like making highways in the woods. I cut out windows and things that I could shoot. I try not to disrupt as much as possible. You know what I mean? Right. When I'm cutting out. Absolutely. So I took my buddy down there. We did that. I dumped a bag of corn down there with some big tine. And I got my camera chip out and I redid my scrape and I added some scent in my scrape dripper. And I got 450 pictures, a lot of doe, a ton of raccoons, because every time you have corn, you're going to have raccoons. So it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And I got 2 buck. I got a 7-point and an 8-point. Yeah, there you go.
You got to trap them.
I'll tell you what, down by my stand Saturday morning, this is in PA, I heard them 2 bucks fighting about 50 yards to the power line on the left of me. So I went in and I cranked my crossbow. I'm using my old crossbow because my camera mount works on there. I just got my new camera mount for my new crossbow, the one I had up at Adams. So I'm going to put that on. Hey, Jesse Lopez, what's up, bud? Thanks for coming in. So I go and I crank my bow up. I hit my green light on so they couldn't see me. And I started walking up the hill. Well, when I go up the hill, I see little beady eyes on this tree. I see little beady eyes on that tree. They're watching me get into my stand. I'm like, here we go. We're going to get into a cat fight right here. You know, because I can't stand raccoons. That's one of my pet. I hate raccoons. Can't stand them. I was in my tree stand a few years ago sitting there, and I had a raccoon come down the tree in the dark, right behind my neck. I felt them breathing and went down behind me. got on the ground, looked up at me, and started hissing at me. So then I let him have it. And I don't like raccoons. That's the only thing in the woods walking in that I don't like. I will watch my back if I see a raccoon walking to my stand. When I go to my stand, if I see a raccoon, I'm always looking behind me. I can't stand a raccoon for some reason. I don't know why.
Fatal attraction. Huh?
Yeah, man, I can't stand raccoons.
Fatal attraction.
Yeah. So I have 2 bucks. The 8-point is the borderline shooter. He is a nice one. If I give him another year or two, he'll be a 140, 150 class deer. He's probably 125 right now. The 7-point's definitely an up and comer. He's not getting shot. He's just be nice to video and get on film. But the 8-point, maybe later on in the season he might get it. But right now I don't have a shooter down in Ohio that I have by my stand. PA, I only got small bucks on my camera in PA right now. So, and I haven't seen one from the stand. So that's how my season's going right now.
Yeah.
But I do have the luxury. I do have the luxury to hunt every morning if I want to.
Yeah, I want to let Jesse Lopez know. I want to wish him good luck. He says he's hoping he'll have his first deer down this year with a bow, and that's going to be awesome if he gets that opportunity to have his first. First bow kill.
Yeah. Hey Jesse, are you going to be videoing your hunt? That would be awesome if you get your first bow kill, huh, Boxie? On the get a video, that'd be great. But yeah, good luck to you, Jesse.
I still yet have not actually got a deer kill on camera. I have a couple that I've hit. I have that doe that I hit. I didn't find it, so I don't consider that a success. But it's tough self-filming and trying to catch all that stuff.
That brings
the Tacticam's really starting to look a little.
Yeah, Tacticams are looking good right now, huh?
Yeah, if you guys go back, you guys can go back and watch my hunt from last year. I got my first crossbow kill on camera. I got the slow motion pass-through shot. I was really proud of that because as you guys know, it is very difficult to make it all come together in a hunt. There's been many times I've been out there and I see a deer and I can't film it and I'll shoot it and I don't get the shot on camera. Yeah. But to get the shot on camera, to get it all dialed in, and last year I was really proud of my videos. I built the series up. I told you guys what I was doing the whole time, and it just it worked out. I got my target buck. It worked out great. So I was really proud of that. And anybody that does that, it's definitely an accomplishment. It's props to you because it's very, very tough to do that. Don't just think you're going to grab a camera, go out in the woods, and video you shooting a deer. It doesn't work like that.
No.
But see, PA Trapping and Outdoors says he's tagged out.
He said he's tagged out.
He shot a nice buck. Did you see his buck, Boxie, PA Trapping?
I don't believe I did see it.
He's got a pretty.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night,
we'll
Renee.
See you guys. Good night, Adam. Take care. Make sure you go to bed so you can get up early.
Put Adam to bed. Put Adam to bed,
Renee.
Tuck him in.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
See you.
Thanks for coming up. Appreciate you guys. For those who don't have Freezerbound Outdoors, please go do me a favor and check out Freezerbound. If anybody's in here that can share the link for Freezerbound Outdoors, I really appreciate that because Adam and Renee, they're great people. He just had a rough night tonight. That's all.
Yeah. Well, he had a good time.
He's enjoying his night.
Yeah,
yes,
they had a good time wherever they was at.
Uh-huh.
I think they had a few beers watching a game or something.
Now, getting back to PA Trapping Outdoors, he put out about a 3-minute video box, so you might want to go see it. He shot a nice buck. Congratulations to PA Trapping.
I'll definitely get out. I'll definitely get over there and watch that.
Yeah, it's not.
And believe me, if you were watching that, either the Steelers game or the Browns game, I'm sure you are heavily intoxicated watching them play this year.
I was laughing today, Boxy. To be honest with you, I hope they lose every game now. I really do. The way
now you're going after the draft pick, right?
Yes. Why not?
Horrible.
We need something.
I mean, yeah.
Let's talk about the self-filming thing then.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean,
well, first, Josh.
Start it off.
Josh, hold on. Get back to Josh's question. He asked you how do you get the deer to eat. How do you get deer to eat your corn? I used corn coat before. I used that. I
don't have a problem. Now out of a feeder, it's different. If they're not used to a feeder, now you're putting a strange object in the woods. So that would be like me coming to your house, Josh, and putting something in your backyard. you're going to be like, what the heck is this thing? You know what I mean? And you're not going to eat out of it. So I relate it all to that. Like if you, it's something new you're introducing to the deer. Now, what kind of feeder do you have? Do you have a timer electronic feeder? Do you have just a gravity feeder? Or do you have something on the ground? Now, there is a difference between feeding. And just for me researching and trying things, the deer for me eat better when I throw it on the ground. Okay, I have an electronic feeder. I had gravity feeders. I had the 5-gallon bucket feeders. I've had all that. But a deer wants to be comfortable. So
yeah,
I throw it on the ground.
It's more natural. You mean you spread it out? You don't put it in a big pile, or how do you do it?
No, I basically put it on the ground and I spread it out, but I don't throw it and spread it everywhere because I want to concentrate in a deer in my shooting lane. So in Ohio, PA, we're not allowed to bait, obviously, but a deer wants to feel comfortable. Like Chris said, you don't want to just bring this big object into a deer's home and put it up there and expect them just to come in and start eating it because it's food.
It's more
Sometimes
natural.
they will shy away from that and avoid that. So maybe try something different, Josh, like throwing it on the ground. And also, I'm going to be doing a live with Whitetail Driven Solutions. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, but Josh over there, he came down to our camp, and he's a really nice guy. I'm going to be interviewing him on the channel in a few weeks here, as soon as he gets his lodge done. But he does that. He's a whitetail management company, and he goes out to properties, and he shows people what they should do on their property. Really interesting guy, so he's going to be up on that. And you guys are more than welcome to come up with that because Josh is really knowledgeable. But they have a feeder out there that looks like a log, okay? And it has side ports on the log. And you put the log down on the ground, and you dump your feeder in. It doesn't get wet, and it comes out almost like you're feeding a cat or a dog. You know, it can come in whenever it wants. And it's natural, and the deer will eat out of that really quick because it's a log and it looks natural. Or
good night,
do what I do.
Wannabe Outdoors.
Good night, Wannabe.
Yeah, Wannabe. Have a good one.
Hey, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you modding for me tonight. Thank you very much. But try to make it more natural, Josh. Don't just, like I said, don't put a feeder in somewhere and expect them just to come in. Try taking the feeder out and throwing it on the ground and see what happens there. But I believe deer needs to feel comfortable before it'll come in to eat food.
Jakey Crack, I kind of agree with you on the GoPro situation. For me, the GoPros, I use them at very close range or like second angle or something.
Yeah, second person hunting. That's what I'm using it right now for. So.
Yeah, because you can't. They don't reach out and zoom in enough to do much. So they're great to angle back at yourself and get a good view or something.
You can zoom the new 10s, the GoPro 10s. You can zoom them.
Oh.
You can zoom them in a little bit, but just because it is I want to say it's a digital zoom and not an optical zoom. The digital zoom will pixelate. It pixelates as you go, the further you go. Like if you do a GoPro footage and put that into an editing software, and that's what I thought. I'm like, I'm just going to zoom in on my editing software. Well, I zoomed in on it, and it just looked like a cartoon. It just got all pixelated. So you have to zoom out. So it's not really that good for that, but it is a great second view or second hand is what they call it, second person view, and that's what I use. You'll see the videos coming out what I do. I got the clamp, and I put out my setup on Facebook and my community tab, but I clamp it about 3 foot away from me, and I'm talking into that, and then I'm using my camera on my crossbow. But the Tacticams are looking good too for a few things, so maybe next year.
I don't, everybody that was in the live last week knows that I'm an advocate of the Tacticam, and that's what I use a lot. And I used the 5.0 on the bow stabilizer, and I had the 5.0 wide clamped to my stand. And Saturday night there, I had everything worked out that the deer came in front of the 5.0 wide as a stationary camera. And of course I got the shot on both cameras, but I mean, I got the initial shot coming off the bow. And we talked about how when it's attached to your bow or your weapons, whatever weapon, there's that certain image stabilization that goes fuzzy when the weapon goes off, and you really don't get to see the impact as well as you'd like. Now I use lighted nocks, so you see the arrow going in and hitting the deer, but it gets almost pixelated too from the stabilization going funky on you. But I used the second camera as a stationary spot, and I got the hit just perfect on camera. So that video is going to be interesting.
Does your if you have the Tacticam, my dad has a question for Chris too. I put it up here, but the Tacticam, if I would use the Tacticam, if I zoomed in on it, is that an optical or a digital view on a Tacticam? Does it get grainy when you zoom in on it on an editing software?
I haven't had that issue, so I haven't had that issue with it getting real grainy.
Yeah, but
because it's already 8 power, you know.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Which your dad's asking, do deer pairs grow?
Deer pairs grow.
Pairs?
Yeah.
I've heard that before, Mr. Ted. I've heard someone say that they're every 3rd year. But
I think our problem is we don't have bees to pollinate in our trees down there. We got to get more bees down there. We really do.
Between that and I use a foiler spray that helped a lot, and I noticed that I was getting more pairs because it was happening that we were only getting production every 3rd year, like they were saying, and I've been doing the foiler feeding, and I've been getting pairs every year now, to the point that the tree's actually leaning over, and I might have to spike it and put a line on it to straighten it back up. It was getting really lopsided, so I pruned the heck out of it this past winter, and that probably helped my production this year. Obviously, when you prune something like that, they go into survival mode and they force out, as much production as they can, just like a grain does or something. When you cut it or whatever, or like a grass or a clover, it goes into that survival mode and grows and flourishes. But yeah, I've heard that as well. Yep.
Yeah, our pears. My dad has a beautiful pear tree right in the middle of his food plot, and if you looked at my food plot video I just released yesterday, you'll see it in there. The thing's green, growing. It's 20 foot high, perfectly pruned, and the thing didn't produce any pears, but it had a ton of blooms on it this year.
Yes.
But no pears.
So
I think I seen 3 bees down there this year.
We had the bees, and actually ants. Ants are doing some of my pollinating. They're crawling up there and getting into buds and crawling around to each bud.
Thanks, Josh. Good night, bud.
Jesse and PA Trapping both proving my point. I have an apple tree and a pear tree, and they will step over apples to get to the pears. Just a little tip.
Yeah.
They will go right past the apples to get to those pears. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Now, down at our camp, we have had in the past some very, very bad luck with planting trees, because a lot of the people that are involved with our hunting camp will go out and buy trees that are this big and as thick as a toothpick, okay? And they plant them, and then they expect them to grow. Well, what we do is my dad and I will go to Lowe's or Home Depot at the end of the season, wait till their trees are about $9 to $12 a tree that are 6-7 foot already without the leaves on them, and we'll take them, and they go into dormancy in the winter. So in the springtime, we take them back up and we plant them. They're already 6-7 foot, so I already got that jump. So that's what I recommend to people. Like, you can, if you're going to take care of your trees and you're going to prune them and you're going to weed around them all the time, but you're putting you got to put fences around them. You got to put the covers on them. If you want to get into all that, that's great. But we're not down there all the time to manicure all the trees and everything. So we just go buy, basically what I say, ready-made trees. They're 5-6 foot high, and we put them in the ground, and that has been better. And my dad has planted chestnut trees all over the property. We got chestnut trees 30 foot high right by the house. And just 2 weeks, I was down there doing food plots last week or the week before. We were eating the chestnuts. So after we were taking them, we were cutting them open, putting them in a pan with some butter and salt, frying them up and eating chestnuts like that. The deer love the chestnuts. So my dad put about, I don't know, Dad, you might want to say how many plants you planted by your food plot. But there's a strategy, too, to that.
Yeah, are those the Dunstan chestnuts?
You'd have to ask my dad. He's more of a tree nut than I am.
That's a play on words there. Tree nut.
No pun intended.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
that was good. That was
That was a
good.
pretty good one. Was that a good
That
one?
was good. That was real good.
Yeah.
He's a tree nut.
There's Kyle, Dark 30.
Yeah, I matter of fact,
Hey, Kyle.
I talk about, I was up there. My brother has some property it's up there by the Embleton area and stuff, up there in Reimersburg. You've probably heard of that.
Yeah, sure.
He's up in that area there. And that year I was actually, I put a food plot in. I had, it was like 1/8 of an acre. I extended it to about 1/2 of an acre. I bought some Dunstan chestnuts to put up on there. And I was actually going to be putting a water hole in. And of course, him and I didn't see eye to eye on a few things. And so I no longer am up there. But those Dunstan chestnuts, man, those deer,
I love them.
As far as nut,
they grow quicker than acorns too, so you get some producing a little bit quicker with them.
Instead of planting some oaks, I went with the Dunstan chestnuts. And,
I don't know, Dad, if you're in the chat still, if you could answer that, what kind of chestnuts that you planted down at camp. But they're growing, they're thriving great. He planted some last year up by the food plot. They're probably 3 or 4 foot high now. So they're growing, and he takes care of them. He does take care of them.
I mentioned last week about guys trying to plant acorns or grow oak trees. That's not going to happen in your lifetime. You might do well for your for future generation. Your grandkids or something might get an acorn, but yeah, it's going to take a long time to get an oak to grow before.
But you do have to plant them for them to grow. That's a lot of people will fight you with that, and they fought me over it. I'm a soft mast guy. I want to plant because pear trees can last just like a oak tree can last, and they produce more mast over the years than an acorn, no matter what.
Right.
Now, an acorn can get 60 foot high, but guess what? It's producing every 3 or 4 years, whereas a pear tree, an apple tree could potentially produce every year, if not every other year or every 3 years. So
yeah.
Okay. And the PA's from that area. Okay.
Oh, he lives in Reimersburg. Okay. I was wondering.
Actually, my brother, you go up into Collinsburg and you turn and you turn and head towards Reimersburg. That road that goes into Reimersburg out of Collinsburg. That's where my brother's down in that area.
Total Impact's from Sligo. Yeah.
Oh, he's from Sligo.
That's close. Okay. These guys are all within a half hour of me.
Yep.
My dad planted. Dad, what kind of chestnuts? I know you planted the
chestnuts.
I know. Well, he'll pick the chestnuts and then regrow them and then plant them. That's how he's into that. My dad's into that planting thing. That's
awesome.
Yeah. Total Impact. What's your?
It's probably just an American chestnut then.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Probably just American chestnuts, yeah.
Yeah. Dad, if you could tell us what kind of chestnut.
Well, he said that they were just from an old chestnut tree.
Oh, he don't know then either. Maybe. I don't know. But we did have some Chinese chestnuts.
Chinese
chestnuts.
Okay.
I never tried to grow any trees, really.
Yeah, so Total Impact said Cherry Run Road. That road, I believe, comes out onto the road that my brother's on. Yeah, that Cherry Run Road. I know we going to his place. I know that road for sure.
I also wanted to mention real quick while you're here is Total Impact Outdoors. If you guys haven't picked Total Impact Outdoors up, please go do so. He has a great channel, guys. So please go over there and I'll share his link. I don't think Kyle's a moderator, but I don't know if he wants to share links. But I'll share Total Impact's link right now.
Pretty sure I already picked him up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, believe me, Total Impact. He's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna drop off here. I'm gonna keep my live on YouTube going. As long as you guys are on. But
yeah.
Again, I probably won't be out until. Supposedly we're not working Friday, so Friday night I'll be out in the woods somewhere. But
yes, sir.
I want to wish you guys the best of luck this week and congrats on the doe.
Thank you.
Yeah, I always do. I think it's that way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another great time hanging out with you guys. Yeah, Unsweet Tea.
That's me, buddy. I wanted you to have an unsweet tea in your lap because I was gonna go like this and hand it down to you, and you could grab it like this and then you could take a drink. That'll be the next live, Boxie.
That'll be the next live. I'll have to get myself a pure leaf and do that.
There you go, buddy. Hey, you have a great night, bud. Good luck. And now we're on the same thread here, so we'll be in contact. So take it easy and have a great night. Thank you for coming up. Anybody in the chat?
You guys have a blessed week.
See you, Boxie.
You guys all know it. Share your passion.
Good luck, man. Good luck. We need to get that buck pool rolling.
Hey, Boxie, if you go out of here, put a comment in, say good night or something, and I'll share your link out.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
Yep. Have a great night, guys.
Yep.
For the folks that don't know, Boxie's my partner in FBO's buck pool.
What's the name of your team, Chris?
2F dudes, because I'm from 2F.
That's a great name. I think it's a great name.
I feel bad because it's kind of misleading because I'm a church-going guy, but
no, that's okay.
I thought it was hilarious, though. I suggested it. That's the bad part.
Yeah,
I was like,
cool.
2F dudes. I was like, that's. Boxy's like, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah, that's a good one. My team name in Adam's thing is what is it? It's Kishki. It's like candy Kiski, like the Kiskis.
Yeah, the Kiskis.
So my buddy is his last name's Kish, and my name's Polanowski, so the last ski, so it's Kishki, is Team Kishki, so that's how we did it.
Nice. Yeah, we always
boxes.
We always go back and forth on what we should name it this year because we name it something different every year,
Yeah. Outdoors. Okay, so there we
Last year we were called the away team, and how we got. Well, what happened was we was up at before they had the rendezvous. Adam had a little 3D shoot going one weekend just for a couple of different YouTubers, and since I'm close and Boxy was close and a few other guys came up, and we just did a little 3D shoot. And we was just talking about the buck pool and things, and Boxy just suggested we should be what had happened was Adam was saying that we should be a part of FBO, and Boxy said, well, don't know if we want to be affiliated with you guys in that way, but we could be the away team for FBO, and that's how the name came about. He's like, oh, we're the away team.
That's awesome. FBO. Yeah, and I said, guys, I apologize. My internet's going in and out every once in a while, so if Chris is, jumpy or I'm jumpy, I apologize for that.
Lately, you've been okay. Lately, you've been fine. Yeah, cool. It got better, actually.
SoFlo. So SoFlo picked up Total Impact. That's cool. Thank you, SoFlo.
Yeah, we started talking about them cameras.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Somebody
talk about that.
Jakey mentioned that it was the GoPros he wasn't real happy with, and I think I like the GoPro has its place, but man, it's just so much easier to do the Tacticam thing. The only thing is,
I agree with you.
Like we said though, you can't get a zoom more than 8 power, and you have to have a set zoom. So you either have to set it at 3 power or 8 power.
Yeah.
And you're stuck there.
I'm making SoFlo real quick, Chris. I'm going to make SoFlo a moderator in my channel. No, he is a moderator in my channel already, so never mind.
So, yeah, I mean, the camera thing, Tacticam's changed the way I film. I mean, it really...
I made Jesse a moderator.
Really does a good job.
Yeah.
At getting the
shot
footage.
Cam. Here's what SoFlo said. The shot cam. Now, I've looked at a lot of shot cam versus GoPro versus Tacticam videos.
Right.
And shot cam, it looks like it comes all crazy. It's in a case and it has all kinds of crazy stuff on it. I guess there's pluses and minuses to all of the cameras out there.
Yeah.
But I'm looking into my Tacticam maybe, but I have, like I said, this new system. I just got the clamp and everything, so I'm gonna put that on my new Crossbow. Did you see it?
I seen all that for your GoPro. Now, what do you think all that collaboration weighs?
It's light. It's very light. Now that smaller one, that sub-TIG battery pack that I have, that's a 5200 milliamp or whatever that means. Okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have that one and I have a 79 one. Now the 79 one's probably as big as a cell phone and it's heavier. So on that arm that I have, when I use it for a boat, I don't use that arm. I use the small clamp, and it keeps it on there better in my boat. But when I'm in the woods, I use that long clamp, but I use the smaller battery pack sub-TIG.
Okay.
So it's very light. It doesn't pull the arm down. I can set my arm wherever I want, and it works out well. And it comes with the smaller sub-TIG comes with a USB-C adapter that goes into the battery, and it has a GoPro adapter. It's got like 6 or 7 different adapter wires that come with it, which is great.
Okay.
It charges itself, it has that. But the bigger sub-TIG doesn't have all the attachments. It has the GoPro attachment to a USB, because the bigger one has a USB plug in it. So you plug it into the USB and plug it right into your GoPro.
All right. Yeah, I have an external power bank. It's I don't know, it's probably about as big as this thing here, if you can see that. And it goes from USB and it'll go right into my GoPro. Because man, I got out there the other night, and that video I sent you about the 8-point that I passed up, I clicked on the I had the GoPro, and I tried to run it. And it said, it was so cold that night or that morning, it said battery low, and then it just clicked off. Boom, gone, done. I didn't even use it. I had a fully charged battery, and just from sitting in the dark for an hour and a half before it got light, and then it was like 9:30 before I saw the deer. So like a total of 3 hours, 4 hours there. That battery totally drained off, and I didn't even get a chance to fire it up. So obviously, when it drops below 50, I need to take that power bank with me. But see, I don't have that issue with the GoPro or with the Tacticam. So I haven't had a problem with battery life. I'm just reading here. Go ahead.
Boxie says, do I have that set up in the description? I have all the links of all the gear that I have in the description, but I don't have that exact setup. But I do have the sub-TIG small battery, I have the camera arm, I have the GoPro, and I have all that in there. But if you want Boxie, you can email me, because I don't think I have Boxie's email, believe it or not. So Boxie, if you could email me your email, or just email me and say hi, I'll have it, and I will send you the links to all of the that stuff from my GoPro. And I tell you what, you will not be disappointed with that that sub-TIG. And it's like $24 for the sub-TIG battery, and it has all the GoPro brackets on it, so you don't have to buy anything else with that sub-TIG. The GoPro brackets slide right into them and click in just like a GoPro, so everything is compatible, sub-TIG and GoPro. It's really awesome.
Yeah, Total Impact said he carries the big camera. It definitely adds weight, but the video quality is the payoff.
Yeah.
He says I definitely see the advantages of the Tacticam. Now, I will say this: the video quality is great on those big cameras, and the Tacticam can be as well if you use the right SD cards that they suggest. There's certain classes on those micro cards, and it should be class 10 and a U3, and that gets you the best 4K quality out of it that you can get. And there is different advantages. The one great advantage is I have it hooked to a remote, and it's one button activates the camera, and actually that one remote can activate up to 5 cameras. So I had 2 running last night when I shot that doe, and so she literally came underneath my tree straight down. They came in on the path that I walked in on, jumped the barbed wire right underneath me. I could have spit on her, and they walked right out in front of me, and I just hit the button, and that's one of their hashtags. Just hit the button, and I hit the button and waited for it to turn, and I took a hard quartering away shot. You guys will see it. It's way back there on the last rib, and it came out the front shoulder on the other side. And it definitely, there is a few advantages. Like I said, the disadvantage would be that you have to set the power at 3 or 8. There's 2 choices, and then you have all kind of qualities to pick, 4K, 2K, 1080s, right on down the line. But why would you why would you not want to go with the best quality you can? You know, if you're going to be filming, you want to try to set it at the best quality.
Yeah.
As long as you have a big enough SD card to handle the footage.
That's like the
Which
handy
I
cams
only,
and stuff, Chris.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you know, a lot of times I don't do a lot of B-roll stuff, to be honest. I mainly just try to get the hunt on the film. You know, I try to get the shot, and I don't know. I'm not a great storyteller, so I let the video tell the story. So that's how I roll. But yeah, I do use both Tacticam and GoPro. Now somebody in there, SoFlo, I think said he thinks the shot cam has better quality than Tacticam, which I can't attest to. I don't know. So I don't know anything about them, so I can't bullcrap anybody on that one.
Yeah, I like the way the Tacticam mounts to the crossbow for my use, because it's under the scope mount, which is really nice because it's right next to it.
Yes.
All the other, like my stuff will mount on the tube of the scope.
Yes.
For my camera, which is great, and that's okay. And I'm going to use that because I really like it, because I can zoom in my camera while it's, when I said it's like right to the right of my scope.
Yes.
So when my eye is in the scope, I can work my camera right here without much movement. So I really like that setup.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Yeah. So. But I'm going to share the link if anybody else wants to jump up here. I copied it, and I'll share the link, and if anybody wants to come up.
Are you going to do any early season muzzleloader?
Me?
Yes.
No, I don't muzzleloader hunt, Chris.
Don't do any of that? Nope. Not even the inlines or nothing?
I'm a bow guy, man. I'm a bow and crossbow. I can't use my bow, but I'm using my crossbow because of my arm. But if I have to gun hunt, I'll gun hunt, but I don't really do it. Now, I'll go down and hang out with my dad, with the people that are rifle hunting, and then I may cook and hang out with them, like the guys at camp type deal. Or I'll go and I'll walk the property at like 10 or 11 o'clock to try to push some deer around for them.
Right.
But I usually don't gun hunt unless I have to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I agree. I try to get it all done while it's warmer.
Yeah, I'm a stick and string guy. I really am.
Me too.
I'm a bow hunter.
Me too.
So. That's what my wife said. She goes, "Why you buy guns or anything like that? You're a bow hunter." I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much so." But my dad loves flintlock. He does love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't do a lot of the after Christmas flintlock. I mean, I've gone out and I've
see you, SoFlo. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, SoFlo. We'll see you. Yeah, I've actually finally got a couple with the flintlock, but it ain't easy. It isn't. But like this early season, the early season's pretty cool. But I mean, it's almost too easy sometimes. You know, I gotta agree. But if you're looking to fill a freezer, man, it's an easy time to get it. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
See you, Total Impact.
All right, Total Impact. He left. I didn't see it. What's this say? Air, we're moving up in the air outdoors. Hey, what's up in the air? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. With moon, before dark here in Central with moon. Yeah, we're just talking about that earlier.
See, I have to say this now. It sounded like everybody was against moon phase.
Not me.
You know, I haven't had that issue. Now in the woods, sometimes I do have that issue, but like I do a lot of that food plotting, and those deer get trained to come to those food plots every night. Like I literally can go over a couple hours before dark, and I could see the same 4 scrub bucks I've been seeing all week. They're there every night. And I literally walked in yesterday at 4 o'clock, and at 4:09, those bucks walked underneath me and went out into the field. So, I mean, they're conditioned to come to that food plot, you know?
Yep.
And it's full moon right now. And the neighbor guy, he yelled at me. I was parking. He lets me park in his driveway, and I walk across the road. He says, "Good luck hunting tonight. You ain't going to see nothing. Full moon." I said, "All right, good night. We'll see you."
Yeah.
I don't know if he seen me pulling out of there with my doe on the rack or not.
Yeah.
But they were moving, believe me.
Yeah. It's tough. It depends. Like I said, we do follow the moon phase. Now I bought that Deer Society moon wheel and all that, and that seemed to not work for me. Like every time I went out, according to that wheel that you spend $30 for, the piece of cardboard with all the numbers on it.
I've never used that.
I did it. I did it before, and Michael Hayes has suggested it now.
Right.
I've had some luck with it, but it isn't like I hunted that when it said it, and I seen a monster that day. That hasn't come into play. I've seen deer and stuff and used it, but I'm a big believer of temperature and moon. Underfoot, overhead moon. Full moon, you need to be in there from 10 to 2. That's just the way I've always had best luck by doing that. Unfortunately, I can't hunt the mid-afternoon because I got to go to work, so I hunt when I can in the morning. It was coming down. I didn't think I was going to see anything. What was it, Saturday? And I seen 7, 8 doe Saturday morning. No buck, but the bucks are different than does. The bucks move differently than does. So I think it affects doe and buck differently. But I am a big believer in the temperature and the moon.
Yeah, I watch a lot of the swings and temperature and swings and barometer. Hi, Raven Cat, glad to see you here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I the barometer is a thing. I feel that when there's a swing in that barometer, I try to be out there if I can.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never did that wheel thing, but what's that called? I can't think of the word. I think you said it earlier.
Deercast?
Well, yeah, that one that shows you. I don't have the digital version of it. It used to be in the magazines and stuff like.
Yeah, the best deer times.
Yes, that thing. That's actually worked for me somewhat.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I don't know if they even still do that type of thing.
Yeah, I have one of them digitally that I use on my phone just to reassure me when I'm in a stand and not seeing nothing. I'll go onto that and I'll look at times and say, okay, they're coming in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So I've looked at that before. But the only thing with those, with the deer times, is you got to know where you're living because you got to add 10, 15, 20, an hour, 2 hours to your time. So some people will read it, but they're reading it wrong. They're hunting an hour or two before they should be or an hour or two after they should be because it depends on where you live with the time zones. But you got to follow the time zones for that to be accurate with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had some luck with that. Like when it said this is a good day to be out and you're going to see, this is your best chance to see deer between these hours. That's actually, it's worked for me somewhat, Boxie's agreeing with the moon thing. He says he didn't see a whole lot of relation with the moon, but he's agreeing that the weather and barometric pressure seem to make a little bit of a difference.
I agree with Boxie too. I do. Yeah, the moon is its up and downs. I've watched 2 bucks walk across the wind on top of the field yesterday towards my stand, and hold on, this is up in the air run outdoors. I watched 2 bucks, something cool. Yeah, you can learn a lot when you're out there. Definitely. I learned all the time. I either try to get something out of each hunt, you know what I mean, and remember it. I wish I did when I was younger. I wish I would have had a log book of everything that's happened, like since I started hunting, like. Right. Time, date, wind, temperature, air, all that stuff, barometric pressure. I wish I would have logged that.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
They do sell log books that you can do that, and I should probably start now and do it just to see, because I like to research things like that and do things. And if I would have kept my own information, that helps out a lot. So thank you, Raven Cat. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing that. What were we were talking about the deer cast? Yeah, that's. Here's my theory too, is we can follow, and I have time to do it. I can pick and choose the days I want to hunt. If it's gonna rain, if the barometric pressure is dropping, if it's rising, if the full moon's out, if the temperature drops, cold front's moving in, moving out. If you go out Halloween week, first, second week of November, you're gonna see a buck. You got to be out there if you're in the right spot. I'm not saying just walk in the woods and you're going to see a deer. You got to do your homework. Some people are lucky. Some people go out and smoke cigarettes and shoot 180 class deer. Some people go out with the flannel on and no camo on the ground and shoot them with a bow. I mean,
I've done that before.
Yeah, there's people, and it happens. I'm not saying it doesn't, but to increase your odds, do your homework.
Yeah.
try to increase your odds.
Oh, I agree. You should do everything you can.
Yeah.
But there is instances where that stuff works. I mean, I don't understand how, but it does. You know, with one of the biggest bucks. Well, the biggest buck I shot when I still lived in Pittsburgh. I was literally in a pair of jeans and I had a camouflage tree bark T-shirt on. It was like 80 degrees, and my dad wanted me to take him out archery hunting. And I'm like, Dad, it's so stinking hot out. I really don't want to go. And he's like, oh man, I want to go. So I took him out, and he's like, I'm not gonna go unless you go. And I was like, all right, I'll go. I was in a pair of Nike tennis shoes, a pair of blue jeans, and I just put on a Real Tree long sleeve T-shirt, and I was still all sweaty, and I had on a camouflage hat, no gloves, no face mask, no scent control, on the ground, behind a fallen log, just kneeling down, and this buck come walking in front of my father with his head down, and I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna shoot, and he didn't shoot.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him like, what's the deal? You know, I'm like giving him the shoulders shrug and the hands in the air, like, what are you doing? And he's like, what? And I'm like, buck. He's like, I didn't see, you know, basically, like, I didn't see anything. Yeah. He's like, I couldn't see nothing. So it come walking over towards me, and it turned and it stood there and just was like looking right through me. Well, I had already had the bow drawn, was on my knees, and I just had to come over top of the log with the arrow and just released it, sent it, drilled that dude. He ran up into off of that little patch of woods that I could hunt in Pittsburgh there, in Penn Hills area, and died under a tree hugger's front window, and she was standing up there doing the dishes, and the light from the window was shining right on the deer.
Nice.
And she couldn't see it, luckily. And so I told Dad, I said, all right, game plan. We're going home like a couple of ninjas, and we're dressing up in something dark, and we're going to run in there and grab that thing by the antlers and drag it out of there as fast as we can.
Good night, Cecilia. Thank you very much.
All right, Cecilia. Thanks for
Did you see PA trapping? Did you see PA trapping?
What do you say? I shot mine sitting on the ground with blue jeans, and I was sitting in a 2-foot deep rut, and my dirt bike turned track middle of field on edge of woods. Huh. See, I had that happen before where I was sitting in that little patch in Pittsburgh, and a kid come through on a dirt bike, and he blew this buck out of my area. And I just stayed put, and the kid left. I ended up shooting that buck later that night.
Really?
He came right back to that area where that dirt bike scared him off. He came right back, and I shot that buck. It was a small 8-point.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So yeah, we walked. We were on a mission today when we were down in Ohio. We got down there. I had to go to my stand, cut it out. We went up there. We went over to my buddy's Lease with his cabin. Went down there, met him, got a bunch of corn. We brought corn down. My whole back of my truck was filled with corn. So we went down, dumped it, and then we scattered it from my buddy's stand, my stand, up to another stand. And we were checking cameras, and my buddy is a beast. He was in front of me 50, 60 yards because he knew we had to be home. I was like, I got to get home for this and all that. So we're running. I'm like following him.
Right.
And he's older than me, but he's in shape, man. And he was like hauling, and I'm like trying to keep up with him. And I'm like, man, you're a beast. So we get down there, and I just got home 20 minutes before the live.
Yeah.
All my I got a new scent crusher closet with the ozone and everything. It's still in the back of my truck. I got to take everything out of my truck whenever I'm done with this live here.
Wow. Yeah, how long does it take you to get there from your place to where you hunt?
An hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
An hour and a half.
See you, Boxie. Keep listening.
Good night, Boxie. Thank you. Otter Cat's in here.
Yeah, PA trap, and that buck may not have ever stood up, but that biker came through, bumped it, and it was out of its comfort zone probably, and it tried to make it back to where it was bedded, and I was sitting there.
Yeah.
And I was on the ground for that one too.
Yeah, I did some crazy hunt. I went to this spot, and I didn't have my tree stand set up yet, and I'm like, I want to hunt this spot, and I went and I sat down on a log, on a tree on the ground with my bow. And I'm sitting there, and the hill went up in front of me, and I'm like, I'm going to see deer this way. Well, this deer come down, looked right at me, turned broadside. I ended up shooting, but it was on a hill up above me.
Right.
So when I shot it, ducked a little, I spined it. It
Oh.
fell. It was like paralyzed. I didn't shoot it again. I was like, he's done. He actually, the arrow dislodged from his spine. He stood up and ran basically almost across my lap.
Oh, wow.
There was a blood trail probably 1 foot away from where my feet were.
Oh.
That's how close he ran for me. And I ended up getting the deer, but it was just like a small 8. It was a basket rack 8. But
Yeah.
it was funny because I popped him. He fell, but that arrow dislodged from the spine, and he stood up and basically almost jumped across me. Like the blood trail could have went across my lap.
Yeah.
It was
Hey,
pretty crazy.
here's a subject. Let's talk about broadheads.
Sure.
What you using?
I'll
What's
go
your
get a pack.
broadhead style of choice?
I'm gonna go grab the pack that I just got right now. Hold on, I'll be right back. If you guys, if you want to talk about it, Chris, with people, go ahead. I'm gonna.
Okay,
yeah.
Now, for some years there, I ended up getting lazy, and was just shooting mechanicals just because they were flying like my field points, and so I have to admit I've been using mechanicals for a couple years now. I like fixed blades though, and I just bought some Slick Tricks. A local shop down here had this big thrift sale. They had gotten all this stuff out of their archives closet, stuff that was sitting around collecting dust, and they was selling stuff, packs of stuff cheap. Like I got the Slick Tricks $5 for 4, and a brand new still in a package. They were selling Muzzies, MX3s, $5 a pack. I mean, just crazy prices. But yeah, I'm probably going to go back to some fixed heads. I mean, there is some mechanicals that I like, but I've been seeing a lot of mechanical failures lately, and I'm not liking the odds. And you can't really go wrong with a fixed blade. But yeah, I used to love shooting rockets, and rockets was my broadhead of choice when I went mechanical. I shot a bear with a rocket. I shot so many deer with rockets, it's ridiculous. I should own stock in a company. But lately I just been seeing a lot of cheaper materials being used or whatnot, and just stuff has just been cheapened up so much that the mechanicals to me are getting to the point where they're not really even worth it, because all the breakage. But I mean, there is some good ones out there. Like I said, I've been using the rockets, but the rockets, they sold out, and someone else bought them, and they're not even being produced right now. And I've used some Rage before. I like the Rage, the one that has the cutting blade at the tip. I've used those ones, the rear deploying ones. I've shot some deer with those, and they work. Boxie said he has Slick Tricks on his compound and Muzzy out of his crossbow. Your dad says G5s and hypodermic with crossbows.
When I worked at Gander Mountain, I was a G5 guy. I talked to Shane. He's the son of the owner. They're a family-owned company. Okay. And I used to use the Montex. I used to use the mechanical G5s. I was a big believer in them. If you bend a tip when you shoot a deer, you could send it back. I'll give you a new one and everything. Oh, wow. So it's great company. But then I switched to a hypodermic, the Rage Tri-Pan.
Right.
The no collar design. I was shooting the Rage hypodermic with the collar. My buddy had some issues with the collar, so I stopped doing that. I bought when I bought my new crossbow last year, I switched to the Tri-Pan no collars. They told me that bow's like 470 feet per second. So I wanted to use the Muzzy hybrids, the Trocars. Yeah. But they told me don't use anything but a fixed blade because you'll get planing because the crossbow is so fast. Now, out of a regular bow, you're fine with them. Right. But I use right now, I'm using the 10-point center punches. Okay. And it says they're the most accurate crossbow broadhead, Chris. So that's why I bought them. It says it right on there. It says it. No,
it says it. It's got to be true.
It says it. It says it. So I just got these. This was rated. Obviously it's a 10-point product. Yeah. I shoot a 10-point bow. They swear by these 10-point, but that's their crossbow. Right. That's their broadhead. Right. I'm gonna try them this year also, but I have never had a problem with the Rage. Broadhead.
I think with kinetic energy coming out of a crossbow, I don't think you can go wrong with deployment on any of these mechanicals. Mm-hmm. But some of these companies have inferior blades that are breaking off on impact or any hard impact of
yeah, we talked about that. I won't mention no companies, but yeah, we talked about that last week or so. Yeah. About the blades breaking on certain companies, broadheads and things like that. So
yeah, they're like a one and done thing, but sometimes one ain't even going to get it.
Yeah, that's the worry that I have with the one not getting it. I don't mind if I shoot a deer with a broadhead and I can't use that broadhead again because it goes into the ground, it hits the dirt, it hits a rock.
That's money spent. Done.
I don't use the broadhead again. I don't go out and buy new blades and fix it up. I throw it away. I wrap it in tape and I throw it away. Yeah. That's what I do with any sharp object I'm throwing away. Is I put duct tape or I put electrical tape around it and throw it in. I have kids, so I can't have sharp objects and things. So that's just another tip for you guys. You ever thrown something sharp away, wrap tape around it so the blades aren't sharp or points. Throw it in your garbage can. But yeah, these center points, I'm anxious to use them. They have massive entry wound of 1 1/8 inch. It's an 1 7/8 inch cutting diameter. It says there's no collars, fill point accuracy, up to 500 feet per second field tested. And I believe they are an aluminum there's a rear deployment, and I'm looking for it's heat treated, stainless steel blade, aluminum ferrule, and the thickness of the blade is .030 is the thickness.
That's between 3.0 and 3.5 seems to be what the archery standard is.
Is that a standard?
Yeah, that's an average. Yeah.
Now the G5s, the Montex and stuff like that, they were a wicked broadhead, and I still have G5s downstairs. My dad, I think, still uses them. The Montex, you can put them on a sharpening stone and sharpen them things to a razor's edge. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. But they're a fixed head. I can't use a fixed head for my crossbow because of the planing. Right. So I don't even want to go that route and try it.
Yeah.
I listen to the professionals. I get all my stuff from a place. It's called Ultitled Outdoors, and you probably heard of it.
I've heard of it, but where's it at?
It's out in I want to say Plum area.
Oh, okay.
The Plum area, and Jason and Tim are great. They're professional. They know their stuff. They work with all the stuff that they sell. They go to classes to work on it, and they know their products that they sell. And they won't sell you something to make money on it. They'll sell you something to help you out, what you want. They are not going to go and say, okay, buy these broadheads. They're the best. Give me $50 for them. If something's better for $20, they're going to sell you that $20 item.
Yeah.
So I really trust Jason and Tim with that.
I stopped at Walmart today and was just looking through what they had on selection, and I'll tell you what, you could probably get a better budget broadhead than what these other companies are selling for $50.
Yeah. Did you ever see the plastic? Did you ever see the cooled steel broadheads?
Yeah, I have seen them.
I'm gonna. You can, if you want. Let me go down, Muzzy. I'm gonna go down and get these broadheads. I want to show you guys this.
Okay.
It's really now. You're not allowed to use these in PA though, because they're not metal cutting broadhead.
Gotcha.
They're an actual polymer cutting broadhead, and they are illegal in PA. So if you're gonna use these guys, please. I don't promote them in any way. I'm not saying go out and buy them. They're neat as heck, but you're not allowed to use them in PA. I don't know what your state regulations are if you're not from PA. But check your state regulations before.
Anything Cold Steel has is wicked.
Yeah.
It's all good
stuff.
I
love Cold Steel. Yep.
Hold
on 1 second.
Sure. Ottercat, my first deer ever, even before I shot him with a gun, was with a Bear recurve. It was a Bear Kodiak. I believe it's, I could be wrong, but I believe it's fiberglass. It was probably early 60s bow, late 50s, early 60s. My father picked it up from a guy from work. So, yeah, definitely otter cat. These, the key is to get something that is sharp. Hemorrhaging is the name of the game. Doesn't have to be the shock. But yeah, they definitely, you can have some aggravation with fixed blades if your bow's too fast with planing, or if your bow's not tuned. If you have a good tuned bow, it should shoot just about any broadhead that's on the market. Yeah, I thought they were fiberglass.
Okay. So these are called the Cold Steel Cheap Shot.
Hey, Jeff Jackson. Yeah,
hey,
Cheap
Jeff,
Shot.
how are you? The Cheap Shot, okay? These are polymer. I gave my dad, I think, 2 of them. Okay, they remind you of the old Fred Bear broadheads.
Right.
Let me move and put this right here. See that broadhead right there?
They're even serrated.
They're wickedly sharp, and they are the original creator of the high-tech polymer broadhead.
Huh.
I've seen videos of these with, I guess, out-of-state people using them on hogs and deer, and they do a great job, but they're illegal in PA. I looked them up. I wanted to send a couple of these to Adam, because you know how he does some crazy things in his garage shooting things.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to end up sending him a couple of these, but it says
right.
accurate, lethal, and they are dirt cheap. I think this pack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, for 10 of them was like $12 for these broadheads, and I know for a fact you'll kill stuff with them. And they've shot them through things, through like garbage cans and things like that, and they hold up. Now, if you shoot something with them, I'm sure that they'll dull fairly easy. It's weatherproof, unlike a steel broadhead, so it won't rust on you, so you have it for a while. It's made from space-age polymer. It's cheap. It breathes new life into old arrows. It says it's lethal. And it is good. It's made in USA, and it's made by Cold Steel. And like Chris said, just about anything made by Cold Steel is good.
They by far probably have some of the sharpest production knives out there.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, Chris.
I've got a DVD. I've got a DVD that I got when I was down at Smoky Mountain,
cutting the ropes and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have the same one.
Yep.
My dad bought me a Master Hunter Cold Steel knife years and years and years ago, and I could probably count on my hand how many times I've had it sharpened on one hand since I've had that knife, and that thing will gut through the fur and the deer just by like butter. I mean, it's so sharp that you probably wouldn't know if you cut your hand with that. That's why you got to be careful with it in the guts and all that.
Yeah.
My dad just got another knife. I think it was the Tanto. He just got another knife, Cold Steel. If I buy a knife, that's the only knife I'm going to buy.
Man,
is a
they're
Cold
wicked.
Steel knife.
I
got a Cold Steel. I'm lying. I do have a Kershaw pocket knife that I like that, but it's made by Ken Onion. Great knife also, but nothing is like a Cold Steel. That high carbon steel will sharpen and stay sharp. And I give it to my dad to sharpen because I don't want to mess it up. Yeah. And I give it to my dad and he sharpens it. And that thing, I think when he used to work at the steel mill, he'd take it into the mill and he'd sharpen it. And now he does it on a stone with oil. And that thing stays sharp I could use that knife 3 years in a row without sharpening it. And I'm talking gutting deer, and actually I can get through, the hip bone underneath it when you you spread the legs, that little bone there where you got to take everything out. I take that knife, it's so thick that I could put it in there and crack that bone with it, and that thing's razor sharp. Master
Crazy.
Hunter.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that video, that DVD they put out is something. Like I said, I went down to Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and I have a buddy that lives in Tennessee, and we went in there, and he's a knife fanatic. He was into karate when he was younger, and all the swords and nunchucks and all this crap. He's like, let's go up to Smoky Mountains. So we go up there. Just funny little story, man. We was just sitting there, and all these Southern drawl people, you know, it was kind of funny. We standing there, and we was walking away from this one booth, and I heard this little boy say, "Daddy, you're bleeding." And the guy says, "What, son?" He says, "Daddy, you're bleeding." He said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Look down." He looked down, and I'm not kidding you. There was a puddle of blood next to his foot, as big around as a basketball already. Because he picked that knife up, and they tell you, do not run these knives over your hands. There's signs everywhere. And he ran that thing over his, and he told the guy how sharp it was. You know, he said, "Yeah, that's really sharp." And he just put his hands down and was talking to the guy over the counter. And the little boy looked down and got really scared and said, "Daddy, you're bleeding." I mean, this dude was bleeding bad.
And didn't even know he was cut.
Didn't even know he was cut. And every booth down there at Smoky Mountains has paper towels and peroxide and wound care kits and everything right in there. And so the guy come flying around a counter, and they got him all patched up, you know, and maintenance had to come clean up a puddle of blood. But we were kind of giggling about it. I said, "Holy smokes, those things are so sharp the dudes don't even know they're cut." And that is the key to your broadheads.
Yes.
You got to find something that is sharp. I don't know if you guys, anybody in here watches Lusk Archery on YouTube, but Lusk Archery,
L-U-S-K? No.
L-U-S-K. He's actually a preacher from somewhere out west, and he does broadhead reviews. And I mean, he's got a cool channel, but you can go and he shoots a field point, and then he'll shoot the broadhead. And see, and it'll show you how they fly. If if it flies just like a field point, like they all say, he tests that, and then he'll shoot it. Or he'll take one out of the package, and he has this string that he cuts it, and it's on some kind of a scale, and how much pressure he presses down, and when that string breaks, it shows how much pressure it took to break that string, and it tells you how sharp it is. So he'll test the sharpness before he shoots it, and then he'll shoot it through FBI gel and a piece of MDF in front of it, a piece of wood. Shoots it through that, and then he tests the sharpness again, and then he does an angle shot. Like he has a piece of wood set up at an angle with a backstop. He'll see how it shoots through that. If it makes it through the MDF on that, then he'll shoot it through a piece of 22 gauge steel. I mean, the dude torture tests these things, man. And it gives you, it's an eye opener though. It'll show you what broadheads will hold up to what, you know. And then the very last test, if it makes it through the 22 gauge steel, he shoots it into a cinder block. And he hasn't had too many hold up through a cinder block.
Now let me ask you this:
QAD Exodus made it stuck in the block. Go ahead.
Do you guys, anybody in here, when you're shooting a fixed blade broadhead, do you match the blades up with your fletchings?
I try to, yeah.
Yeah. Do you use the washers and things like that on there to make it work, or do you? I used to heat my insert, and I would spin the insert to make it work. Yeah.
I will do that if it's 3 fletch and three blades. But like those slick tricks I just bought, they're 4 blade. So
how do you match it up?
Yeah, how do you match that up? So, but you know what, too? These mechanicals aren't matched up. You know, a lot of these are 2 blades. They're not matched, you know. So I don't put a whole lot of stock in it. I think it probably helps aerodynamically, but
when I used the Montec, the 3-blade Montecs, I'd always match my thing, and I was told from G5 to do that, so I did it. But
I have always done it in the past.
Yeah. That's a good thing to do if you do have a fixed blade. Is I would start and make sure that your fletchings are lined up with your broadhead blades, just to start off with that would be the best scenario to start off, and then you'll see your planing and all that stuff, so you'll have to adjust accordingly to that. But if you have straight, you don't want to use straight fletches with a fixed blade, because it'll come out like a knuckleball. You want to have some spin on that, so you want to have a little bit of an offset on your fletchings so you can get that blade spinning. You don't want it coming out like a knuckleball, because then the rear end of that arrow will just do this and flap. And so I've seen the broadhead actually will hit and the arrow will slap the target.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I even the target arrows, when I fletch them, I use 1 or 2 degrees on them, just enough to get it spinning, you know.
Yeah, that's all you need. I think it's a 3 to 4 degree. I can't remember what I have a Blitzenberger fletcher that I fletch it when I was doing, shooting my bow, and I have all kinds of Easton fletchings, blazer vanes, all different colors and stuff. So I used to like doing my own arrows, dipping them into white and all that. So I used to do all that. But I can't remember the degree. I set the degree where I really, really liked it and got the best flight out of it, and I kept it like that. So if anybody ever wants arrows fletched or something, I put that. I think it's a 3 or 4 degree. I don't want to say helical. I say offset, because the helical will wrap around.
Yeah.
A helical is crazy.
Yeah, and more for feathers.
Yes.
I use more of an offset. Yeah, definitely. I have Bitzenberger also. Yep.
Do you? Yeah, they're great. They're a great jig. So.
Yep.
Well, if that's everything, Chris, you got anything else you want to say? Because I'll wrap it up if you don't have.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You good? And we're gonna do more lives through this hunting season. So, guys, everybody in here, please stop back into our lives, because Chris will be up a lot. Boxie, Adam. I'm gonna have Josh from Whitetail Driven Solutions on. If you guys haven't seen Whitetail Driven Solutions, go check him out. He is a company that goes and helps you deer management your land and things like that. So he was nice enough to come down to our property for free and give us some pointers. He gave me a binder full of information. Really good guy. He's a YouTuber also, so if you wanted to go check him out, it's Whitetail Driven Solutions. His name's Josh. If you go into his channel, I'll share his link right now, guys, because I really like Josh a lot. So I want you guys to definitely pick him up.
I was getting into that consulting gig too. I was doing that for a little short stint there when I was working with that other guy, and but I kind of let that go to the wayside. I figured, man, with the cost of gas and stuff, and then what we find out is a lot of people, they'll have you out to their property and they pay you big money to show up, and then they don't even listen to you. They only do half of it, or whatever.
And then he was really nice to come down to do it.
They want to know why it didn't turn out right. Well, you didn't.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of liability, I think, in that situation when you're doing that, because you're going to somebody's property, telling them what to do, so they expect immediate results. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Josh explains everything and tells you what you should and shouldn't do. If you want to do it now, if you're paying him, that's a little different. We got it done for free. He was nice enough to stop down and say, hey, here's what you need to do. He walked. I wasn't present at the time. I wish I was, but my dad and them were down there. And the binder that he gave us, full of information, is worth money just for that. And so I got with him last week and talked to him, and he's like, sure, I'll come up and do a live with you, but he can't do it right now because he's building a lodge on his property in Kentucky. So once he's done with that, he's going to get up here on live, and that'll be a really interesting live. So I'm looking forward to that.
Is that where he's from?
Yeah. He was from Michigan, I think, and he moved to Kentucky.
Okay. So he came out to your place for free from Kentucky?
He was driving through PA to go to somewhere, and he stopped by our property. Yeah, it was awesome. So, and that's why I give him much respect for doing that, because a lot of people won't do that. And he's got I shared his link in here, and he's about at 3,400 subscribers on his YouTube channel. So if you guys definitely go over, watch some of his videos, let him know that Off the Hook Outdoors Ted sent you over to check him out. And I really do appreciate that if you guys would mention my name in there, because Josh is a great guy, and he's really knowledgeable with that stuff. So if you want to learn anything about the deer management and run questions by him, he will answer questions on there and everything. And maybe if you want to have him out, schedule an appointment with Josh, and he'll be out.
Yeah, I just subbed to him there just so I can go back and find it and
man.
Watch,
and just
watch some videos.
Mention to him, Chris, that Ted from Off the Hook I sent you over. I really appreciate that.
Okay.
So, all right, guys. Well.
locked up, Ted.
Hold on. All right,
There you
I'm
go.
back.
You're back.
All right,
You're
there's
back.
there's my son Theo. You want to say goodnight?
Night.
Theo. School tomorrow, bud.
Night.
Good night.
Go tomorrow. Get to bed. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I wanted to thank everybody for coming in. Thank you for all the donations. I really appreciate that. Chris, thank you again, bud. You're full of information. I love having you on. You're welcome anytime to come up. We will talk. We stay in touch with our hunts. We text each other while we're in the stand and everything. So we keep all the information flowing from PA to what I'm going to call it, northern PA to southwestern PA. We keep it all, keep each other notified on what's going on. So, check Chris's channel out, City Sticker Chris. If you haven't got him already, please pick him up. Once again, like I said, take a kid fishing, hunting, want to preserve the sport, pass it along. Other than that, man, I'll see you guys on the next live. Keep an eye out for my video premiering Wednesday, I believe at 6 o'clock. My new video is coming out, and that's my 2022 PA Deer Trail. So keep an eye out for that, guys. And I wanted to say thank you and good night to everybody. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I like doing this. Let's make it a habit. Anybody wants to get over and watch some hunts and some food plotting stuff, go see my YouTube, and then I have the same name under Instagram account. So check that out, and I'll be seeing you soon.
All right, man.
Thanks,
take care. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for stopping in.
Thanks for coming in, guys. We'll see you.
All right. Take care. Take care,
Good night,
guys.
Ted.
Good night.